Ooh. Well, I'll wait for some people to join and we can get started on this huge topic to discuss. So I'm going to get things set up and then we can get started. Yeah, I see. It's, we're at 11 already. I guess I'm going to have to get started a little bit sooner than usual. Okay, let me share this. But long story short, today we're going to be talking about Aaron Pierre. And I've been meaning to talk about Aaron Pierre a lot lately because he already just got through with some controversy as playing Jon Stewart in the Green Lantern movie, which I think was, and of course the community was the one initiating the outcry, like always. And if there's one thing for all my OG subscribers on here, I'm pretty sure you guys know how I feel about this whole situation. I told you guys. I told you this would happen. I knew that when the shoe was on the other end of the foot, that the community and, and there were a lot of comments and a lot of people on those black watching videos that were telling me, "Oh, it should have mattered 5 years later," and I have been proven right. The black community is probably one of, if not the most hypocritical communities probably walking on planet Earth today. And this right here is the final straw that breaks the camel's back. And you know what? I want all of you upstanding MLS men. I want y'all. I really hope. Oh, we all we got. Oh, the, we can't turn our back on our people. Wakanda forever. Well, guess what, Negro? Wakanda doesn't include you. Okay, share screen. We might not watch this guy's video. I just want you guys to look at these comments. Okay, it's moving up slow. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Can you guys see that okay? Oh, my mic is going in and out. Oh. Rex Jones says light skinned people should have got their wake up call in the first Black Panther. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. Like, see, this is what a lot of light skinned people just do not seem to understand. When these people, and I don't really, so we can call it self hate, but I think this goes beyond self hate. I think this just borderline just goes to self destruction at this point. Because how can you look at movies like Black Panther and literally see yourself in that movie? Like, honestly, I I fell asleep when I was watching the first Black Panther. Yes, yeah, people were hyping it up, and honestly, I just felt like it was years ago, and I wasn't really like I was just starting to be in the space. But when I watched the movie, like I was just disinterested in it. Like even back then, it just I didn't connect with it at all. And now I have no interest in watching it. And this whole situation has, if there was a part of me that still kind of felt guilt about my feelings for the Black community and the way they view us, if there was any part of me that just felt guilty and wanted to flip back and I guess you could say take these folks showed their hand. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look. Let me see. Zoom in on this one. For starters, we can get started on this one. No pale panther. Hell no. T'Challa is dark skinned. Don't need any more agenda making people light skinned. Okay. 5 likes, so 5 people are idiots. Absolutely not. Black Panther should not look mixed with green eyes. It wouldn't I wouldn't even watch the movie if they cast him. Beige Panther. Absolutely not. All these Hodge is the perfect new Black Panther. Unless his ancestor did some hanky panky with the colonizers, I think Aaron Pierre is underqualified. I don't think Wakanda would allow him to be Black Panther. Too much cream in the coffee. Of course, we got this mammy right here. I don't want a light skinned Black Panther. I don't want it. She says she don't want a light skinned Black Panther. He doesn't embody the character T'Challa. He likes the aura. I'm sorry for the colorism, but T'Challa should be dark skinned. Enough of Hollywood's bias for light skinned men. Okay, dislike. Oh wait, no, I can't. He's too light skinned. Respectfully, Aaron Pierre is a great actor, but absolutely not too light skinned for T'Challa. Too light skinned with green eyes. How are you in the heart of Africa and you that light skinned? Nah, not fit for the role. Why they always trying to line up the black heroes? Africa that has zero colonization. Colonizers. Well, there you have it. There you have it. So I just want to talk to the black community for a second. So, okay, for argument's sake, let's say if what you're saying is true. How in the same breath can you justify Chadwick Boseman playing Thurgood Marshall? I just want you guys to answer that one question for me. This proves what I've been saying all along for all the people that have been trying to say what I've been saying has been a lie and that I shouldn't be talking about it. Well, the proof is in the pudding. You've seen it right there. And I want all you upstanding MLS men to see this too. For all you ones that always want to go and fight the black community's battles. Well, that's what they really think about you. I hope it I hope it stings. That's what they really think about you. That's what you fought for. If there was any doubt in anybody's mind before, the truth is right there. The black community is not going to ever let MLS men be the face of anything on it. And which is why it just makes it look even worse that MLS men have been so complacent and have let dark skinned black men portray so many of our figures in the media. Long and it and nobody has said anything. It took for me to make a video for somebody to finally said it. And there were actually light-skinned people in that video that were trying to tell me that what I was saying was wrong. What type of brainwashing is this?
Hey, yo, what's good, man?
How you doing, AMR?
I'm doing all right for the time being. Um, I'm like, damn. If you thought that it was gonna get any worse, it's not definitely getting any better because all the people that again, like even with the screenshots that you showed regarding who was making the comments and all, they pretty much revealed exactly who they are and who they truly are. You have to believe them, even if it's a portion of us that really feel the exact same way that they do. Again, I won't give these clowns the time of day.
I just can't
And this is what it is what I'm getting ready to say is definitely going to go over people's heads. Do they not
these
realize
comments
that?
and still be an upstanding MLS man in the black community?
And that was right
The black
there,
community just showed you his hand.
Yeah,
They're
this is
not
what you
going to
call reverse Stockholm
let us be
syndrome.
the face of it. Never. Like
Stockholm syndrome. They don't think they have a way out. Their only allegiance is to only go by with what they know. And sad to say, when you've been under these brainwashing capacities, theologies for so long, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
yeah, I think it's
Another thing too, I was getting ready to say is that you know what,
still
I
breaking
didn't
up a
really
little
see
bit.
because hold on.
Are you there? I think you might have to
Hey, let me drop out and come back in.
What's happening?
how's it going, cousin? Is this Kier got it, Joe?
Yeah, I don't think I can hear your audio.
Okay. All right, AMR.
Oh, okay. Y'all can hear me?
Wait, can you guys hear
Yeah, I
me
can hear you.
okay?
I
Because
can't
I
hear
think
Beige though.
somebody said my stuff was breaking up too. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so right before
Can you guys hear
hop
me?
back, yeah, I can.
Okay, cool.
So what I was getting ready to say is that the
Wait.
first green. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just trying to make sure y'all can hear me.
Yeah, so the first Green Lantern, the one made in 2011, 2012, I believe, was played by Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan Reynolds, mind you, is a Canadian actor. So,
AMR, are you there?
oh yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, it's starting to.
You think something maybe
Press one if you can hear us okay, but press two if you can't.
okay, Music Sordell
Okay.
says that he can hear us.
Okay.
What's happening, fellas?
Oh, what's going on, man?
What's good? What's
Yeah,
good?
it was saying I was having like some connection problems. Well, it should go away momentarily.
Man, it's always that lag when we touching on something that's gonna be too hot, even for social media. But but what I was getting ready to finish up was that okay, Ryan Reynolds. I touched on how, of course, everybody knows he's Canadian, and
Yeah,
he
I've
was the
never
main one
had.
that played, and he was the main one that played the Green Lantern. And I don't, again, unless if somebody's willing to show me this, I don't really recall too many white American male actors voicing their grievances. Oh, he can't play a Green Lantern because he's not an American. That would kind of be ridiculous and stupid and ignorant on their part. Wouldn't you agree? I think still experiencing some lag issues, but not on my part though.
Sounds like it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, this always happens to us.
I
Sad to
guess
say.
I was bringing the heat too much.
So I wanted
Damn,
to
man.
I
I
wanted
haven't
to jump
had
on
this
real quick.
problem ever.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in real quick because I got to head off fairly soon. But I wanted to speak on this because I've been a long time lurker ever since the light skin love days. Kind of when this whole sector kind of got started and kind of seen it change and evolve and all that kind of stuff over time. But this whole situation, so a little bit of background about myself. So by my reckoning, I'm like sixth generation. I call it intergenerational multi-ethnic, or some people call it multi-generational mixed. Long line of mulattoes, octoroons, quadroons, going way back. And this wasn't something I planned to happen, but my kids are actually the seventh generation multi-ethnic. Their mother is from Japan originally. And so I made it a point to teach my children, hey, listen, this is your heritage, your mother's Japanese Yamato lineage, and then your father's American intergenerational lineage. And at no time that I ever,
Buddy,
yeah, I mean, at no time that I ever tell them, hey, you're black. I never said that. I never felt that way. And I think that given what we're seeing today, especially this particular situation, I think that was the right call. I think as awareness starts to spread, there will be more people like us that will understand that, hey, we may be a related ethnic group on some level, but we have a unique ethnogenesis. We had, before Jim Crow, we had our own categories, our own communities. And I think there's a lot of delineation going on at the moment. So, looking at this situation, I feel pretty satisfied that I never insisted that my children label themselves something that they weren't.
So again, so that was somewhat of a cycle breaker to where they didn't have to fall into something that in a that in a way that it was, but really isn't. And so no confusion. So again, so they won't have to deal with all this confusion and ideology issues, whatever there is and whatever may come.
Right, because I sat him down, I pulled out all the family photos, going back to antebellum times. And I said, listen, these are your people. And the interesting thing is, for us lighter skinned, multi-ethnic brothers, is that if you have a child with a woman from a different background, there's a very high probability that those children are going to have skin tones in your range, and they're definitely going to resemble you because they're your kids. So like both of my kids, they of course have my features. And my daughter especially, she and we have the same skin tone. So I mean, for us, I think that gives us options. Now some people may not want to exercise those options, and I definitely respect it. But it's not like it's the end of the world if we get with a lady from a different group, or maybe you find a lighter skinned lady that's on your program, whatever's clever. But yeah, I mean, for in my case though, I mean, ironically, because this wasn't something I like set out to do, but I ended up preserving my own lineage, interestingly enough. And I think it was the right move, especially given all the craziness we're seeing out of the community these days.
Yeah. And unfortunately that the trend for some reason still continues on. Even when, and even when their so-called lack of awareness. And all they really did, I mean, even with the and not necessarily with just the comments that I also was looking at and examining, but even with this whole thing of tribalism and warlocking or witchcraft, as they say, it's like it's not what they don't necessarily get is that it's not necessarily a good thing to really, spread spread that kind of resentment towards another group of men or gossip about certain men, but for some reason they do. And yet Aaron Pierre, I'm like, hell, y'all see my avatar? I'm like, damn, I got green eyes too. Well, hazel green, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
Okay then.
I'm s- I'm kind of operating in a lagging on me a little bit.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what this thing is doing. I've never seen it do it this before. I would hate to have to drop the whole stream and then relaunch it again.
They have to come back and set it up. Because it's like and even what they've again, just like how say Aaron Pierre isn't qualified to play this role as if they've always had this role. When in actuality, if anybody was really going to be upset, it really shouldn't be them to begin with. Because how do you really have that kind of access to Green Lantern when yet Green Lantern was never really them to begin with? And like I said before, I don't recall too many white American actors, let alone that were men, flipping their lids or throwing bricks across somebody's windshield. Okay, so everybody can hear me. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see what again what my brother can do for the time being. Um, they can create their own superheroes instead of always making animations about struggle stories. Yeah, yeah. And another thing too, and why I always go back to for an example, and I know it may not apply to what we're talking about now, but like the compare and contrast to Steph Curry and LeBron James and how they look at Steph Curry as if he was pretty much handed everything and LeBron had to somewhat get it from the mud, meaning that he came from the struggle. And this is what the community is pretty much praising. It's like, no, how about hard work? I'm like, how about commitment, hard work, and dedication is to why they've gotten to where they have gotten. But that just goes to show you they make it harder on themselves than anything. They made Black Panther. The character Black Panther was made by a white, and they're treating it like the dude is a real life icon. Yeah, and though, see, to me, that's just nothing but a deflection. Now that they say that, black come in many shades. Yeah, only when it applies to someone that doesn't look like you. See, but yet he was also in Aaron Pierre. Y'all wasn't saying nothing. Okay, then, man. Y'all weren't saying nothing when he played the Lion King as Mustafa. Oh, because he was playing a lion and you really couldn't see his face, even though almost over 1 million people know exactly what he looks like. Oh, what's up, James? To me, they want to be in those circles. They want to be everything that their so-called oppressors did to them. And that was why I did my stream. I don't know if y'all got a chance to look at it, but it's on my channel. Which was why I was, so hell bent on talking about the one drop rule and how it was really used to kill two birds with one stone. White people watch dark-skinned black people, and the dark-skinned black people, or should I say unambiguous black people, watch the non-ambiguous, watch the ambiguous mulatto MLS people. Meanwhile, their so-called massa is at the top, the ones that they love to hate. But yet they want to complain about a superhero that was never really theirs to begin with. Oh, simply because they're not getting the role. I'm like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But the way that this cackling is going on, they are behaving just like a bitter woman that doesn't get chose. Hey, are you back, man? I'm like, y'all think that this will be another example of what Zoe Saldana was going through um, about her playing Nina Simone. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. But yeah. But the only roles that they seem to hold on. Maybe we need a new Malcolm X movie then because Denzel sure ain't because Denzel right, right. They knew what they were doing. And especially that was like what in the early mid 90s when that one that he did came out. Oh, and another thing too, and this is just somewhat off a little topic off the superhero superhero conversation for a bit. What was that dude's name that played Thor? But y'all know who I'm talking about, the dude that played Thor. Um, y'all know he played the autobiography where he actually did play Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. I don't recall, like I said, I don't really call. You get my drift. Tell me if I'm lying. Okay, hey, brown and beige Torres in the background or backstage. Same thing with Marie Laveau, why Angela Bassett got to get to play our mixed race voodoo. But yeah, they claim that their image is being underrepresented. But you know, oh, sorry about that. I think somebody just hopped on.
Yeah, it's me, Tor. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Nah, doing pretty good.
Good to hear from you guys. Good to hear from you guys, man.
Oh yeah, hey Tor, I did see your video, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I got to work on video editing skills, but that was just a commentary to, show that I'm making my presence, you know what I'm saying? I
okay.
got another video coming up Friday. I'm probably going to post that during the night. So, yeah, so you saw the light skin man check in video, right?
Yep, yep.
I hope
But
everybody
now,
else.
though, but right now you don't get the apparently we got some community mode problems in the community yet again
Yeah.
over a superhero comic book character that they believe they've always had a monopoly on.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, right at the beginning, if anybody has a right to be mad, it should be people who resemble Ryan Reynolds that are American. Because Ryan Reynolds, of course, is Canadian. Wouldn't that make a little, again, kind of defeats the purpose now if they're gonna have this bunch of selective outrage.
Okay, can you guys hear me? It's the core.
Yeah, man, that margarita finally wore off.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think he was. I don't think it
no,
had
no
anything to do with that
margaritas tonight.
margarita.
I had to wear, and now my connection is taking a dump on me.
No, I'm just messing with you, man, because I know last time that margarita got you messed up. I was like, it finally wore off, so now we can do another stream.
And I finally had to charge my phone up to 100%, so y'all ain't gotta worry about me just
You
going
know what's
out
crazy? I
because
was looking back on that stream, I was really like,
Would you realize?
I was like, man, I really, we could have some productive conversations going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. Thanks, AMR. Yeah, for everybody else that's
Yeah,
on the chat, and
my bad, y'all. This is just really. I kind of knew I was just. But we got Coolie Cat in here. Coolie Cat, can you hear?
Yes.
Coolie Cat, you there?
Hello.
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 hey,
Oh,
Hooli
hello.
Cat.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay then. Hello. So I've done my light skin phase for a while, and you could thank Mulan Vanguard for that. Um. Now, I I'm an artist. I like to see things, draw things, and understand why it looks like that. And so when it comes to identity, especially with this Black Panther thing, there's a reason why they act the way they act. It, I
A
summarize this.
little bit.
Okay, I summarize this like this type of Marxist thing
Okay, I
going
can hear you
on.
now.
Okay, you can't hear me. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. It's like
Yeah, I can hear you
it's,
loud and clear. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah, you good, man.
Yeah, definitely.
okay. Let me see.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear you.
okay. So I don't want to diss black people because I love them, but you know, criticism. Um, it sounds so colorist to say it, but it's like this. They say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But in the case of how black people are right now, the darker they are, the more they will take the more they will be taken advantage of by the things in the dark. So like the things in the dark are like the things that we shouldn't be in, the things that make us negative and such forth. So when it comes to this whole thing about blackness and black representation, you get this situation where you know you got a dark skinned beautiful man, but the second someone's light skin is a problem. It's coming from this place of us versus them, where if someone, according to them, being dark skinned is good, but in this world, being dark skinned means that you have you're gonna be treated worse. So if they see somebody, yeah, me Tanor, you're right. So if they see someone that although they are the same as them but light skinned, they're going to see that as a threat because it's a threat to their identity of a dark skinned person. But it's okay for them to do that or the other way around because it's not that big of a deal and they're black and you're black, so when they do it, it's like they're helping making you better in their own way when they're not helping you make when they're not helping you making you better because they are erasing an identity that yeah they're similar to you, but they're not because you're not as dark as them. And this applies also in art. Like, do y'all know this anime called Gachia Kuta?
Sounds the name sounds familiar.
No,
Okay, there's this anime that got like black characters. I mean, they got cool black characters, and there's this one character. He's light skinned, right? But he's like he's a crackhead. He's a sadomasochist, and he is crazy. Imagine like Joker, but crazier, and he's funny too. But when you look up art about this character, he there's art where in the art community, if the character is white or tan or light skin, they'll make them darker than they are and think it's okay. But if it's the other way around, they will cancel you so hard, bro. And I see this the same as what's going on here. So, yeah.
yeah, I can hear you. I can understand that. That happens. I mean, we saw that with them, like not just with the. You're using an anime example, but we see this with movies as well, where they
True,
cast
true.
Malcolm X as a um. No, they
Denzel
cast
Washington.
Denzel Washington
In
as
the
Malcolm.
anime community too.
Yes. When it comes to Goku, they make well known pale. Oh, that's so mean. Like fair skinned characters black, but the characters that are dark skinned and well known, like even in the new anime, they're focused. No, they're not focused, but it's not. But they don't put that much attention to other characters that are tan and black than the white ones, than the tan ones, because I guess they got. To me, I believe they got better character design and they can like become anything they want because I guess with it's like, all the stereotypes and the racism that black people go through, they can't really like, handle being called an animal by a small lizard that can like destroy your entire planet. But they would make Goku and Vegeta black because, they want to relate to the character, even though they relate them already. Even though this character is called a animal.
But though, but I also, again, to add on to that, I also look at it as another way of controlling a control mechanism as well as a manipulation purposes.
Would you say it's like coming from a place of trying to like blackwash everything? Just like, am I?
Yeah, yes, and also just like they gotta have they just want to have their hand in everything we do, whether if it applies to them or not.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can see that.
Because again, it's like again how politics work. It's like certain group of politicians over here they can say one thing and people will believe it, but people that really see how it really is, we're trying to convince the other folk over here. It's like, hey, yo, you're being suckered, but when they don't want to hear it,
Can you hear me now?
oh yeah. But it's like, it's like for some reason there's like they want to sucker you, but at the same time, the catch is you can't venture off.
I'm just waiting to see if there is a Huey P. Newton movie, who they're going to cast. I'm going to be paying close attention to it.
To be honest, I understand you guys want light skin representation, of course, but like, like Huey P. Newton is part of the issue, and I'm sorry to say that, but Black Panthers were communists and they support a lot of agendas that didn't help us. And Huey P. Newton. I mean, you know what? Let me look him up just to make sure I'm talking about the guy. He's the one that like sits on a chair with a gun, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
guy. That's the guy. Okay, then. Like, I don't trust the guy. And he's like one of those light skins that, you know, support the black identity to the point where he end up like not helping the identity of other people. So,
Oh
and
yeah,
on top of that,
I see
I
what you're
don't
saying.
think that they'll do it right. I don't think. I don't think they'll make a movie of him. I don't think.
Well, the thing is, we got a situation right now where we got Aaron Pierre, who I think it might on the surface it might not seem that bad, but I think people have to look at like the like hidden meaning behind it, like the optics of it. Like black people have basically said that they don't want a light skinned Black Panther, and that's where I think the issue comes in that because like Tor, like you were getting up with like your uncles and stuff. Like people like that should be looking at situations like this because to keep that in to take that into consideration, we should not be fighting for the black community in no sense nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's been apparent for years now that it goes back to our representation where they just have a a mindset where they're just against anything that's lighter male hue, anything that has to do with a lighter hue male. They're just against it, and we're just the punching bags, and they don't want us to be represented. They don't want us to get any light, any type of shine. But everybody else in the group, everybody else in the black community can get shine. Um, I mean, Aaron Pierre, he's been getting a lot of attention for the past few years. I mean, we saw it when he with the Mufasa stuff and girls all around him. And then when he started getting roles like this one, now they want to tear him down. It's just, you know, light skin men, we got it bad. I mean, this is why we need these channels and spaces. Um, but yeah, I don't know what to say at this point. It's like they don't. What do you do when you're just hated that badly? you know, like AMR. I don't know. What would you say about that? Like,
You know what? My, you know, it's again, I'm not accustomed to not necessarily being hated. You know, I use it as motivation. I use it as encouragement and as fuel to show that I am better than what you think. And contrary to belief, going back to your other point that you made, it's like, and I'm not really sure how long Aaron Pierre has been in the game, but it's like I guess again the moderate way of accomplishing, yeah, the more moderate you're accomplished, the higher somewhat you achieve, the more hate that's going to come along with it. And and going back to Pierre's situation, even with girls, right after him and Tiana Taylor broke up, she did an interview saying something about how he was a weird boyfriend. And I was just dumbfounded, like, excuse me, but yet you had weird dudes in and out of you even before Aaron Pierre. You wasn't saying that about Iman Shumpert.
Her baby daddy, by the way.
Yeah. Or let alone all the other dudes. But yeah, Aaron Pierre's weird and I think what it is, because it's like, yeah, because you can't put him in a box. Like other people want him to, like, just put him in a box. So, and really, and again, and shout outs to, what's my man's name? Yeah, Pariah, where he said it, like, with this exposure that's going on and the combination of this tribalism and erasure, they're comparing. It's like they're really doing a compare and contrast to another ambiguous black man.
Yeah. Yo, Golden Nation, man, come on up if you want to. Do we got room, Brownie Beige?
Yeah, we got 2 open spots.
Oh, Globe Light TV is here too.
Yeah, the link should be like towards the top of the chat room. Just hit the StreamYard and I'll add you guys on.
Oh, okay. So, but going back to, but again, it is not necessarily just Aaron Pierre. I mean, hell, Anthony Joshua is going through it or went through it.
But
he just got off the biggest victory over Jake Paul.
But the weird thing about it is, then these will be the same people that will say in certain situations. There's some people I've seen that say Aaron Pierre isn't light skinned.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. See that, like I said, just another way of manipulation. I mean, they even did that. Like you said, you and I both know that they did it to Jalen Hurts.
Oh yes.
When it was him and Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, what up?
So how you feeling, man? I see you joined the YouTube streets.
Yeah, man. I decided to check y'all boys out tonight, man, for a change. For y'all talking about Aaron Pierre.
Yeah, he's
So
getting,
did you see
he's getting dragged through the mud right now.
You said what? Did I see what?
Did you see the YouTube video with him?
No, I didn't check him out, man. But one thing I know about Aaron Pierre, man, a lot of people they lost their damn minds when he got the role to play Green Lantern. A lot of the dark skinned dudes, they lost their mind about that shit. And I can name multiple movies that a lot of these light-skinned male heroes with the likes of Malcolm X and all of them got betrayed by dark-skinned black actors. I can name too many off the top of my head right now.
Yep.
It's too many I can name. Like, think about the movie Black Panther, man. They made sure get Black Panther right, and you notice there was no light-skinned man in that movie to be found. They made sure to have all darker skinned black men, brown skin and dark skin, but they made an exception for the one mixed light skinned girl named Amanda Steinberg. And the crazy thing about it is she turned the role down because she said she didn't want to steal dark skin with shine. Ain't that ironic? Ain't that shit ironic? Very ironic. Then so light skinned women, when you think about it, they have a little more of an advantage over us light skinned men in the media. They always have. And then, and the fucked up thing about it, they got the same guy. God really chat with both my soul, but they got the same guy that they made sure to play Black Panther to fucking play Thurgood Marshall. I said, bro, you got to be kidding me. I said, come on, man. Come on now. Come on now. I said, nah. And just imagine if they got a light skinned actor like Michael Ealy to play Black Panther and wouldn't it have been an uproar about that? It would have been a complete uproar. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Even the comments, and the crazy thing is, it's just a rumor. Like, it's not even real, and they're just freaking out about it.
So what is this rumor about Aaron Pierre that I haven't seen yet?
Well, they said that they're in talks with him to they're in talks with multiple black actors to recast Black Panther, and he was one of them.
Oh no! So that's what the uproar is about.
Yes.
See what the hell I'm saying? See, time proved me right every time in the media. Time proved me right every time about how the double standard within the black community included in the movie industry, how it's okay for these darker skinned black male actors to betray these light skinned men like Malcolm X and all them. But as soon as a light skinned actor get a movie role to play a dark skinned person, it's an issue. It's a problem. It's an issue. It's the issue. The double standard is crazy, man.
And I saw some people actually saying that they were going to boycott it.
That's what I'm talking about. And the thing is, Okay, if you're going to boycott Black Panther because Aaron Pierre is going to get it, okay, then boycott the Third Girl March movie that Chadwick Boseman played. It should have been boycotted if you ask me.
Oh, I never seen that movie for that very reason.
I didn't watch it either, man. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Why? I mean, why is it that every light skinned person and like, you know what I'm saying, like Malcolm X and all them can't get them right in movies. There's Angela Bassett. She played Rosa Parks. And don't get me
Damn,
wrong
a real
about
good movie.
Denzel and all that. Denzel is probably one of the greatest actors of all time. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, man, they should have got a light skinned person to actually play Malcolm X.
From what I've seen, Denzel Washington has been stealing roles from MLS Men for years. He's probably the
Oh,
biggest culprit of that.
oh well, I never knew that from being, I never knew that, bro. But but yeah, man,
Because
like
hell,
I want to come up here and talk about this, man, because trust me, bro, I mean to cut you off like that, but I
oh,
got my
sorry,
light.
sir.
It's okay. I
Oh
got my
no,
light skin wake up call. I got my light skin wake up call over a decade ago. It opened up my eyes to see a lot of shit on how us light skinned men are really viewed. I've had some girls say to me a long time ago, right in my face, no offense me, but us light skinned men are emotional. So when she said that to me, it was somebody in my family. She said that to me, and I was like, that's when I said to myself, yeah, I'm better off going my own way, man, with all my light skinned male counterparts.
oh, you know what? I don't mean to
Yeah,
cut you
man.
off, but
You good.
illuminate the thing about the Haley Stein. The funny thing about Sinners, though, is Haley Steinfeld is a pretty much, for all intents and purposes, a white girl.
Yeah.
The fact that they cast her in that movie, but not any like visibly light skinned people, should tell you all you need to know. Like that was the
Yeah,
first thing that jumped out of my screen when I seen that movie. Like Haley Steinfeld might as well just be white for all things.
yeah, man. It's this, trust me, man, this has been going on for years, just like the show Martin. Love the show Martin. Okay, but I know y'all remember that part when Martin and Gina broke up, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember. Y'all remember when she went on a date with David Allegretti? After David Allegretti noticed, they had the light skinned dude named what's his name? Brad. What's his name again? Braxton.
Yeah,
Braxton was
Chris.
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say
remember
his
that.
real name, Christopher B. Duncan, because
Well,
he
yeah,
because he
I
talked
forget his
about how
I forget his
Braxton.
name. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forget his real name, but yeah, it's Christopher B. Duncan. Right. Thanks. But anyway, long story short, notice they got him as the last person on Martin, right, to get with Gina. You know what I'm saying? The light skinned couple. So he was this stuck up light skinned dude that, you know what I'm saying, bragging about everything he had, right? So then they got them together as a light skinned couple and purposely broke them up so her and Mark could get back together. So, like I said, man, now when I was a kid, I didn't understand that shit. But now that I'm older, I see why they did that. They
And
purposely they purposely broke up a light skinned couple just so Mark can get back with her as a dark skinned dude. They purposely, you have to learn how to read between the lines between things, man.
Yeah, they
They
trying to set a
did that
precedent.
on purpose. They did that on purpose.
and the crazy thing about it was they said that Gina was stuck up, so they pretty much she was stuck up, and they made the guy. He was basically like a mirror image of Gina, and Gina basically left him for and Martin was pretty much the exact opposite. Like it was very subliminal when you think about it.
Very subliminal, man. And not just that, when think about movies like what's the movie that another reason why I got my light skin wake up call. Part of the reason why I got my light skin. Okay, I remember Don't Be a Menace, right? The part when
yep,
Crazy Liz went to the house to it, and that so-called Muslim, they used to like all them ugly ass white women.
right.
Okay, yeah. Damn, when they was at the house pill, the crazy he gonna say we got to stop all this black on black crime. And Crazy Liz said, what about the time he shot Byron? That was the black on black crime. And Marlon Wayne, the Load Dog, said, yeah, that's when he came back and said Byron was light skinned. So I was like, so now he ain't black enough. You can shoot him because he ain't no. And I know it's just a movie, but still, you have to read between the lines. That's destroying our image in a way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I saw a skit one time with some dark skinned dude saying to some white girl, she was my favorite wrestler, her name Nikita Lyons, but he gonna say to her that these light skinned people ain't got no manners.
I saw
Okay.
that clip. That was wild. Like impressing a white girl for what? She's with you because, maybe a thing going on with her, but it's
Yeah,
like,
okay, so
what
you
are
know
you
what I'm
trying to
talking
do?
about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, his name is Tweezy, something like that, dark skinned dude. And he took this light skinned dude he hung out with this light skinned dude, took him to the gym, and the rest of Nikita Lines, the white girl spotted him. So they all in the ring wrestling around each other like they about to make out. So light skinned dude got fed up, said he ready to go. He disturbed and he was like he gotta go. She said to my these light skinned people ain't got no manners. So
When Okay, so the white girl said it or the black guy said it?
no, the black guy said it. The black guy said it.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Like he's
Petty too.
white, and I hate to say that.
It's petty too. And
And I'm
well,
sorry, I don't care if it's just a skit or joke. I wouldn't allow nobody to do me like that. That shit like that destroys our image.
yeah, but they do it to try to teach people how to view us and how to treat us too.
Exactly that too. People can say it's a joke all they want to know they do that so society can view us a different way, can treat us like that.
I actually saw a video on TikTok not too long with a white dude with a mixed daughter that said, "Do the light skin face." Like this stuff is going global at this point.
Yeah,
Man, don't even, bro,
that's
don't even get me, don't even get me started on the pop the balloon challenge. These light skinned dudes be shooting themselves in the foot going up there. They be
And you
shooting
Yeah,
know what? And
themselves
I
they're
in the
like,
also
foot.
it's
said,
a
and I
waste of
said that was
time.
like one of the things that we're gonna also have to, be careful how we move. Stop going on certain shows and other platforms to where you're gonna be denigrated,
And
mischaracterized, and misinterpreted, and it doesn't benefit you at all.
no, it's some of
And
these light skinned dudes be getting on my nerves, pandering to darker skinned black women. Okay, and here's another pop balloon challenge I popped. Then I watched that this light skinned dude irritated my soul. Okay, it was a light skinned woman up there, and she actually said that she didn't like dark skinned dudes. This idiot is gonna pop his damn balloon. I'm like, what the? Why the fuck you pop your balloon? She didn't say she didn't like you. And just
Like,
because she said no, why are you defending dark skinned men when they wouldn't defend you?
yeah, pandering. But
Just
most likely,
because.
yeah, and not only that, you also got to look at it from the standpoint of, I think in a way he's kind of
Yeah, and then you know what
outnumbered to
I'm
where
saying. Even if it was a dark skinned woman that said she didn't like dark skinned men, I mean, said she didn't like light skinned men. Do you think the dark skinned dude to pop his damn balloon?
No way.
no,
Hell
no,
no.
no.
And if it's a light skinned woman that say he'll definitely be happy because this is what a lot of these light dark skinned dudes tend to like and go for. Light skinned women. Especially the one with the big
That was also another clip that I just got done looking at where a black woman basically went up to a mulatto brother and was like, um, "Do you even like black women?" It's like,
bro, I posted that video. I posted a short clip of video of that on my page. Check it out. I called that shit
yeah,
out. I called it out.
and he was like, "I do, but the ones that I've been with were light skinned."
Yeah,
And
no,
she
no,
got,
so
and
yeah,
I'm like, "Why are you getting in your feelings
yeah, she
for
got
what?"
butt hurt on ass and talking about, well, still, but and I mean, it couldn't have been me because I done heard her walking away red in the face. I promise. I promise. I'd have been, I'd have been. Well, I'm not. Well, I said I like light skinned women.
Yeah.
That's what I like. She would have been walking away red in the face. I promise. She would have had a bad day. I promise, man. I'm too damn vocal. I'm too vocal and upfront. She would have been walking away red in the face.
okay, so I want
Go
to
ahead.
talk about something similar to like, it's such a weird skit. It reminds me of, y'all know the show Atlanta, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, and also, I really want to get on the next show after this. And okay, Atlanta got this situation. It's progressive. So, like, you got this girl that barely look black. I'm talking about she's white. She got white dad, but she got the cornrows on. Like, she trying to be black, but she's being shamed for not being black and for being white and having a white father in her life that it's like it make her say like, oh no, black people are oppressed. But and then her father, they portrayed the father so pathetic. It's like, man, if you don't protect your child's emotions, bro, before they like get before they get like sunk, mm, like
Yeah.
like set to just being a people pleaser. And that's the thing that I see a lot of these light skins and also mulatto people. They become people pleasers to the point where they self destruct.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're like
yeah. They tend to be they
subtle.
tend to be dark skinned supremacists.
Yeah, and they just go through a lot of turmoil of themselves. And then you got the next show. Oh my gosh, Empire. Do you guys heard about that one?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Oh
I
Empire,
yeah,
man.
watched
yeah.
I've
We
seen
we
the
know
stuff
about
that happened
Empire
That
with them.
very well.
show made light skins look crazy. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they were out here talking crazy, like saying about just a lot of things that didn't sit right with me. You got a schizophrenic father, crazy mother. You got a crazy mother. She's a sane, but she's not sane. You got you got a gay light skinned
well, the
kid.
convention
Then
ain't light skinned though. She's caramel brown. But go ahead.
you you got a gay light skin man. You got two other brothers. You got one that look darker, but he's still light, and then you got one with a white girl, and they like commit murder. Everyone is going crazy. They made light skins look so crazy. It doesn't sit
Yeah.
right to me to this day. Like,
The only light skinned one that's really about that life up there. He's my favorite actor. Is Terrence Howard. He was the only one that I liked up there because he was always thinking 10 steps ahead of everybody that tried to cross him. Yeah, so I Terrence Howard. He's like my favorite actor, my favorite movie actor of all time. But
Yeah,
I agree with you what you're saying. I agree. I strongly agree.
I feel like he should have a bigger career than what he's had though. But like I said, it's colorism. Like people try to act like it
And
doesn't
not
exist.
just that, man. They did him like that because Terrence Howard ain't gonna go with a whole bunch of bullshit just to have fame. It's a lot of stuff they be doing behind closed doors, and it gets you like to the hierarchy, like you know what I'm saying. It gets you to the top of the food chain, like you know what I'm saying. You be at the top, the very top. Become a big star.
yeah, but do we need to see that? Like, don't black people had enough of seeing that? Like, do we need to
Apparently not.
see this stuff that have like antichrist ideas? That just the blasphemies in that show Empire just wild. Like, do we need to see more, especially when light skins are portrayed like that? Not saying they're the only ones. You got dark skins that's portrayed terrible. So like,
And I
it's
could
like,
and
yeah,
I could take y'all back further than that. I mean, I could take y'all back further than that to show the wire. Gareth, the dude Omar that was gay up there. The fact that they were killing people, offing people fast. He was gay. None of the men he was messing with there were light skinned men, mixed race light skinned men.
Yeah, I didn't. That show, it's a good show, but the way they cast light skinned men in The Wire is just terrible. I mean, you guys remember that scene with the guy where where Omar is pulling that light skinned dude's head to his
Yeah, I
chest.
remember that. Yeah, yeah. And then
Just,
the dude was was
it
sitting
just
on the
made
stairs
it
laughing behind their back. I
I'm
remember
sorry.
that shit. I remember. I remember.
I
Yeah, it
never
just
watched The Wire, but how crazy and demented, I may say. I shouldn't say demented, but how crazy is it?
Oh,
yeah.
it's a lit show. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show. Now it's lit. It's lit.
Mm, but I,
I've seen clips of it.
hmm.
Clay
Um,
da- Clay Davis, I had seen like some of his clips popping up. So,
Like
Hey,
bro, Chris
hey, Brown and
Brown.
Beige.
yeah.
I'm kind of feeling a little petty right now from the previous comment, especially off the show Atlanta about that white girl with the cornrows. Because we
Yeah.
kind of had a similar person in this space
I think she's
before.
Octoroon. I think she's
Oh,
Octoroon.
Hey, Tori LA, you know who I'm talking about.
was that again? Say that one more time. I checked.
We had a person that sort of kind of was in similarity to the white woman in the show Atlanta with cornrows. She had you know who I'm referring to, right?
Nah, because I never seen the show Atlanta. That's why I'm listening in on when she brought it up.
We called her Rachel Dolezal 2.0.
That was a little girl in that, bro. She was going through it. She looked so depressed. And you know what? Let me stop. I don't want to talk about her.
So, but
Yeah,
while we're on the subject, Estrella made up white women who try to act black are co-conspirators with unambiguous black women against mixed women. What do you guys think of that? Is that something
I
that
think
y'all seen?
I think that's false. I mean, white women that act black, they like have cornrows and braids. I, I wouldn't say they're against mixed women, but they're just like trying to fit in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they just trying to fit in. I wouldn't say they're against mixed women at all. They just trying to fit in, you know what I'm saying, with the culture.
Like the
And I
only time I've
also
seen,
said something along the lines too that sometimes that can be also dangerous. And why I say it could also be dangerous because if you're one of the if you are a white woman and you're carrying on the personas and the characteristic traits of a black woman, 9 times out of 10, they're going to spread their negativity characteristic traits onto you by getting you to talk about certain people that never really crossed your mind. Because I'm sure that 9 times out of 10, white women don't really think about MLS people like that until somebody
So,
spreads the narrative.
yeah. And back to
so
Estrella's point, the only white women who would be against mixed women are probably like pro-white type of white women, like that are like conservative, trying to keep it white. They would probably be against mixed women, or like something like like what we saw with the uproar with Meghan Markle marrying Prince Harry, and then like this light skinned woman coming in taking the throne, that type of stuff. But I
Okay, that's like a whole ball game. Like
yeah,
it's more like girl is wearing like she's trying to copy Henry Princess Diana, the mother of Henry. Um, she was wearing his dead mother's earrings on her ear. That's like I just wouldn't do that. I feel like it's more like I give credit to white people sometimes, but I think for me, when white women do that, they are sabotaging their character and are kind of like people that is
oh,
willing
that
to do
makes
anything.
sense.
I feel like they're like on the left. They're like liberals in a sense, crazy liberals, unhinged ones that would
See,
do that.
Estrella says she's from a red state. That actually kind of makes sense. But Forlight has joined the
Oh,
video.
okay.
How are you doing today,
Understand.
brother?
I'm willing to open it. I'm willing to be open, Estrella.
Hey,
Forlight,
Globe,
you
what up,
there?
man?
what up, for light?
So what's going on?
What's going on, brothers? Can you guys hear me?
Loud and
Yeah, yeah,
clear.
we can hear you now.
I'm watching. I'm home right now, in my living room, watching the Stranger Things. Right now, I'm enjoying this show on Netflix, and I'm listening to the conversation at the same time. I don't know how I'm doing that, but I'm doing it. You brothers are speaking a lot of truth and a lot of facts right now. Um, yeah, and about this thing about I think the young lady spoke about a lot of these. I don't know if it was the young lady or somebody else that said a lot of these people that would be against mixed race would be like these maybe like these KK members or these what do you call them Republicans or that's extremely for white people that they
Oh,
would be against.
I said that. Yeah, I was saying like the type of white women that would be against mixed women, or be like pro-white conservative whites that want to
Right.
keep it white and don't want to intermingle or mix. Just yeah, that's what I said.
And that's true. That's factual. There you do see a lot of. I mean, I was watching a video earlier from somebody else, another brother who makes channel content like this, and he played a video of this white pro white man that was making fun of a young mixed baby, and the white mother was there, and he was just talking about how the baby's not pure, right? The baby's not a pure breed. And what's interesting about that, going back to Aaron Pierre about this Black Panther thing, that's the same thing they're saying about Aaron Pierre, right? If you read the comments, you see a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, Aaron Pierre is not pure breed, so he
And you
should
know
not."
what though,
Yeah,
for light, and I'm glad you said that because I typed that in the chat earlier. They're pretty much acting like the colonizers
thank
that they
you.
love to hate.
Yep, thank you. It's the same. Only thing it is, it's just a black face saying the same exact thing that whitey supremacy people would say.
The thing,
It's
the
just a
crazy
black
thing
face
is,
saying.
the crazy thing is, I be on YouTube a lot. And I have not came across that, bro. I can't believe it. I have not came across that. I would love to have came across that, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I think it's on Instagram. I think the page is called black something page. I gotta look it up and tell it. Yeah, it's I think I posted on my page actually on my YouTube channel, and they were saying Aaron Pierre is not pure blood or pure breed, or we don't want he's not black
They
black
call
black
it
black.
Blaze
We
Panther.
want a real black. That's what they say. So I don't know I don't know when it comes to this point where light skinned men are not black anymore, but it's a thing. And I said in my video that it's gonna grow. If this is an unstoppable force, and it's gonna keep growing, where they keep trying to ostracize light skinned brothers for some reason from the black community. I don't know why they're doing that. You know what I mean? It's so weird, and for some reason they believe that there is this force out there that's trying to take away the role of dark skinned people, and but don't want to claim that
Yeah.
there could be
Hell.
light skinned people that are talented. There could be light skinned people that are actually talented. Now, your talent means nothing because everything that you gain is going to be based on because you were light skinned. That's why the reason why you gain it, which is
They
terrible. But
always use that excuse.
like even for an example, right? And I'm touch on this too. So now you got what's her name? Yeah, Ari Lennox. That's been going on this tirade of black old black comedy sitcoms talking about she couldn't stand when a dark skinned woman was being degraded and whether if it was Martin and living single. And it's like, Ari, I don't know how old you are, but apparently your awareness on things isn't really what you really think it is. Because you see, you didn't say nothing when it was Tisha Campbell Martin in the same boat being degraded like that. You probably didn't. I'm just only speculating. And as far as and even in Living Single, what's the girl that what was her name? Max?
Max, yeah, Max.
Yeah. So Max and Kyle, and even I had to look at some episodes, and it was like, okay, so her character, she was a bit obnoxious, too much,
Thing,
thick-headed for her own good. That's just how
what
they portrayed her as far as personality, but it had really nothing to do with skin tone. It
yeah,
had
and the
nothing
thing
to do with that.
with Pam was Martin never really like said anything about her complexion the whole
No,
He did,
show.
all he
man.
did
He
was
did.
just say things such as, "Go prove my razor work and go shave your back."
Martin joked on everybody, man. Martin
Yeah,
joked on everybody. You know what I'm saying? People just want to make something out of nothing. Martin joked
selective
on everybody.
outrage.
Yeah,
Just like how they had selective outrage when it came to Will Smith. But I was like, y'all also hated on Will Smith when he played Venus and Serena Williams' dad.
exactly,
Oh, y'all was like,
exactly.
oh, he don't look nothing like their dad.
Okay. We can say the same damn thing about Malcolm X, Thurgood Marshall, Huey P. Newton, Nat Turner. I can go on and on. We can say none of the black male actors look like none of them.
wait,
That's a
wait
whole
let
damn
me
thing.
ask the Martin, right? You're saying that they're complaining that Martin was being colorist towards that lady,
Pam,
Oh,
that's her name.
towards
Yeah,
Pam.
yeah. But then again though, it was Ari Lennox, the R&B singer, that was commenting on it and took exception to it. And it's like, that's why I said what I said. And even Sheena Arnold even addressed that. And it's like, Tisha Campbell Martin is my friend. We've been knowing each other for years, even before Martin.
And you know what's interesting? Like I agree, right? That there are don't be colorist towards dark skinned women. I agree with don't call dark skinned women certain names because it's bad, it's terrible. I agree. Don't do it to dark skinned man. I agree. Don't do it to brown skin or whatever. But when it comes towards doing it to light skinned brothers now, no one is stopping anybody. It's you guys realize that it's acceptable. No one is saying, guys, what are we doing? We need to stop this. This is colorism. But but for some reason, they want us to focus on not being colorist, quote unquote, to dark skinned people, but they can dish it out to light skinned people. I think we need to call out both. That's all I'm saying.
They're just trying to shift the power dynamic into their favor, in my opinion.
I agree, man. It's a lot of double standard in the black community, man. It's very dysfunctional. It's shallow, and it's a double standard.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Golden Nation. But the people that I see talking about colorism the most are the women. Are the black women. The black women are the most that's complaining about colorism.
Bro, you ain't gotta tell me that, because check this out. You remember what time with Chris Brown when all these black women went on the fucking rant trying to get that man counsel because they assumed he didn't like darker skinned black. So the hell what if he didn't? If it's okay for y'all to say that 80% of them like dark skinned men, what's wrong with him having a preference outside of y'all?
And Chris Brown is light skinned.
Exactly.
You can't hold him to that standard. He's light skinned. So if he wants to be with a woman that's just like him, you can't call him colorist, really.
Some of them do.
And they think if they'll say, I look, give me a little chocolate, give me that chocolate caramel. I don't like light skin, man. I don't do light skin. They'll say it exactly like that and go right on with their day.
But and they'll say worse than that.
No, you ain't got to tell me. Don't just make an example. You have to tell me that. I know, but still, like, you can be just like them. Like, I like light skinned women. I don't like dark skinned women. They'll get offended. Or you say you don't do dark skinned women, they'll get offended.
That's self-sabotage.
Everything now is everything is selective outrage. Everything is never satisfying to them. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, we're that unwanted co-star. You don't want nothing to do with us, but for some reason, you gotta have our names and our images in your mouth as well as in your head.
And the crazy thing about it is we got Angela Bassett who played Rosa Parks.
I just talked about that too.
Like Rosa Parks was pretty much started the whole movement, and these same folks didn't say anything.
If you could get to.
Oh man, my petty is getting ready to come out, y'all. Hey, Browder Beige, get ready. Hey, Browder Beige, you know who gonna be playing you?
Oh man,
yeah. You know who gonna play you?
Yep.
You gonna get the person that's going to be playing you will be. Come on, what is his name?
Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson. The person that's going to be playing me is the baby. Tour LA. The person that is going to be playing you will be. Oh, come on. What is that dude's name? The dude that played Mouse and Jamie Foxx.
Trying to think.
And I don't know what Gold Nation. I know what you look like. I'm not so sure about Orlight and Cooley. But y'all are gonna get replaced in the media by unambiguous black people. Erasure.
But to piggyback off Michael Blackson, I think I was watching one. I think it was Basketball Wives Miami, and I think I heard him talking smack about light skinned men too.
and he's with a Cuban woman.
You see what I mean?
No, Michael Blackson. He has multiple baby mamas, and I think he has like two or three allegedly, and I think both of them are light skinned women, are fair skinned women. I don't know how you want to define them, but they're not monoracial black women. And one thing I notice is that the guys who speak the most against light skinned brothers usually go for light skinned women. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolute
Facts.
madness, bro.
Facts.
Absolute madness.
I never understand. You're speaking bad about light skinned man, but you're going for sometimes they go for the most lightest skinned women on planet Earth,
I'm talking
right?
about the
And,
ones
and they're speaking of bad about light skinned man. I don't understand that.
I'm talking about, boy, the ones that look like Ice Spice and Lotto, they go crazy over them, man.
Yep.
They go crazy over them.
And you know, though, again, that's just them pretty much establishing what they believe is their so-called dominance. Degrade the same men that look like you. I want to get with you, and I'm gonna show you,
Come
aka
on.
Kwame Brown. And yeah,
Oh man, I need
Kwame
to
Brown,
get this off. I
Kwame
call him
Brown
out.
is
I've
beefing
been
right
calling
now
him out.
with Anton Daniels, and
Oh, yeah,
Anton
that whole
Daniels and
beef
Corey
has been
Holcomb.
going around with them too.
It's like, hey, we pay attention to stuff. It's like we're not necessarily so naive.
Thing is, Kwame Brown admitted he was jealous. At the same time, he rubbing that shit in. But let me tell y'all something. Let that would have been Steph Curry talking bad about Kwame Brown, dark skin like that, and see how quick he would have got counsel. That man would have got counsel. It would have been over for him. He would have got counsel, and he would have got drug all over social media. That would have went viral.
Golden Nation, and the reason why that's the case is because the black community, and I said this before, the black community is brainwashed.
Yeah, I know.
Because the black community is brainwashed to think a certain way, and if you diverse or or go to the narrow road, you will be ostracized, you will be mocked, you will be shamed. The black
Mhm.
community have been engineered to think that light skin complexion, for some reason, I don't know who came up with this nonsense, but they believe that light skin complexion, for some reason, are associated with with proximity to whiteness or something like that. Light skin
Yeah.
don't look anything like white people at all. Okay,
Dr.
well, light skin
Umar
people don't look like
Johnson.
white people at
Dr.
all.
Umar Johnson that time on his colorist rant, Dr. Umar, but it was actually funny. The shit was funny, but at the same time, he exposed himself.
I don't want to talk about Dr. Umar. That's a whole different. That
I
guy
know,
is
I'm
all over
just
the
saying. I
place.
mean, it's
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Dr. Umar
yeah,
Johnson. I don't know how this guy is still being called a doctor, but anyway.
yeah.
He's a class act.
That's the thing is here's the reason why they did this proximity to whiteness nonsense, because they understand that light skinned people are the minority, that light skinned people don't have the power that white people have. So how can they make it so that they can still be the victims when it comes towards light skinned people? Oh, you light skinned people that don't really have any power, are you light skinned people that don't, or that are minority within the black group. We're going to say you have the power based on white people. We're going to say you have proximity to whiteness. That's where the power came from, so that they can have the green light to mock, to ridicule, to shame, and to make fun of light skin complexion, and no one calls it out because you guys somehow have some power because of the proximity to whiteness. It's a very manipulative, thing that they did. That even light skinned people, I see light skinned people saying, "Yes, my skin complexion sucks, and dark skin complexion is better than mine." I'm like, what the heck is with people?
Man,
That's
by you seeing what you just said, I just thought about Afro Think Tank. That dude is the biggest dark skin supremacist I've seen on YouTube, man.
Yep.
man,
Yeah,
man.
what I feel that stems from is just light skinned people don't have an identity base and they're not united.
Yeah,
And when you're not united as a group like that, people can take advantage of you.
yeah,
Point blank period. If you guys don't have like unification and looking out for one another, you guys don't speak to one another, the whole 9 yards, and they see that like you just mentioned, where you got light skinned people who hate their complexion, they wish they were darker or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They see that mental vulnerability, and it's just an opportunity for them to take advantage. And
And you know what, Tor? What's funny about
Yeah.
to piggyback off what you said, I actually got a video that I'm just now finishing up where I actually have an MLS woman and she had a baby by a really dark skinned black man. And they were questioning if that was even her child. And this lady actually had the nerve to say, "That's my child. Let's end colorism." Huh?
wait. So they're requesting if that child is actually hers, and they watched it come out of her womb. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, her baby is like real, like she's light. Her baby is like really dark skinned, but she was saying basically that, oh yeah, let's end colorism because I had a darker skinned child.
Yo, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. That is crazy. Uh, I wanted to Tour LA said something just now. I wanted to touch upon it. Damn, what did you say just now? Man, I forgot. Damn, my brain's not working right now.
You talking about the unification piece or the mental vulnerability piece?
Y- I mean, the black that will there will be a small group of light skinned people that would probably unite and try to do their thing, but on a major scale, no, it won't happen because there's too many light skinned people that are attack dogs. They've been trained like with chains around their necks, where they honestly will sacrifice themselves and their children to please darker skinned people because they believe that darker skinned people are just they're victims and they need to be protected. But that's why I played that video where this lighter skinned girl was slightly praised by I think the brother was more brown skin, and he was on a Pop the Balloon show, and the brother said, I like your light skin, I like he's slightly praised her, and there was another light skinned girl that checked him, was like, "What did you say? You just said you like her light skin?" So it's almost like they're making it so where light skinned people are not allowed to praise their skin complexion, or their skin complexion should get praised. They don't want light skin. This is the weirdest thing ever. This is so weird, and I don't understand how the black community don't realize how weird this is. Where you're telling individuals, human beings, you know, who were born in a skin that they couldn't help. That's how God just decided to make them that way. God just said, you know what, I want to make this one light skin today. And they're saying the way God made that person, that person should not be praising his skin complexion, and it's extremely weird. And I do see they're attacking biracial children now. I do see the black community attacking biracial children, telling them they're not black, but at the same time they're black. I just don't get
one drop rule them to
And
death.
what's even more ironic is considering the fact that most of this supposed black history is really mulatto history with a black label on it.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm not. Some people are against like people like Mulatto Vanguard. I'm not against Mulatto Vanguard because I understand the the uproar, or the kind of teaching, or the calling out of the mulatto brothers who want to claim that figure identity, right? So I don't blame Mulatto Vanguard. Some people don't like his content. I love his content, because of the black community do play ping pong with mulatto people. They do play ping pong. 1 minute you're black, 1 minute you're not. If you don't agree with the quote unquote black movement, whatever that is, you're not black. But if you do, if you sacrifice yourself, like Colin Kaepernick, then you're black. If you do like Drake, then you're not black. If you do like they play ping pong with mulatto people, with biracial people.
This
Me,
this this
yeah.
is this is the manipulation that I be mentioning in the comment sections. I did post my first video. I do have more content this Friday, but this is the manipulations I be mentioning, like that they do just to play these mental gymnastics, and then light skinned people cannot see it. They just cannot see it. It drives me nuts. I don't know about you guys, but it drives me nuts. Like, how do you people not see this? You guys are grown people, and you guys don't see these games. Like,
I'm
Well,
light
honestly,
skinned,
one
bro.
thing I
I'm
think
light skinned.
they
Let me
see
stop
it.
you right there. You can't say that about me because I'm light skinned and I don't fit into that category. I'll just tell you that
yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
I
right
know.
off the bat.
Us in this like small YouTube space that we're building right now. You know, yes, we see the games, we call out the manipulation, we have these live streams and conversations, but other people that we see in our everyday life, other light skinned people, other biracials or mixed people, they can't see it.
Most of the light skinned people I know are about as lost as us. They're so
Lost in the
lost,
sauce.
You said
like
lost in
they
the
just
sauce?
have no
And
concept of what's
also
going on.
another thing too, I also want to, throw this in there. And what's it, Cooley Cat, if you still there, I probably would want your take on this as well. Also, another mental gymnastics that they play as well is they think that they're being slick when they do this. Oh, it's light skin versus biracial. Like what?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to separate them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
they
They'll
call it
of course
subdivision.
they'll be so quick to do that,
Yeah.
but then when it gets called out, it's like, yo, do not fall for this.
Well, to be
Because
honest with
I
you,
mean, to me, man, y'all can agree to disagree, but me, light skin is light skin, whether you mix or not, man. I say we should all stick together as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
well, even if you think about it, even the term light skin itself is kind of self-degrading when you think about it. Because when you say, "Oh, I'm a light-skinned black man," you're literally just saying out of your own mouth that you're just a completely different variation of a black man, and that variation is the variation that.
Yeah, because you never hear someone say, "Oh, he's black, he's just dark skinned," but you have heard people say, "Oh, he's black, he's just light skinned." You see the difference. So if you're just based on the fact that there's claim, like, this is why they came up with this whole thing called he's acting light skinned or she's acting light skinned or that's some light skinned S word, right? You do see people say that. So I'm scratching my head like, what does that mean? And it's crazy when I see even light skinned people saying this dumbass shit. If you say that, that means you're ostracizing yourself from being black like the rest of everybody who's black. You're saying you're a different form of black when you're like, oh, I'm acting light skin or that's a light skin thing, and that's causing division, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for some
I'm not.
reason, when I make videos like what I'm making, some people are saying that's called no. We're just calling these things out to let people see what are you guys doing right here, right? So
Yes, facts.
But doesn't that
It
also
places you in
signal that the person
secondary
who's saying
blackness.
that, the person who's saying that actually acknowledges that they're different as well? Like, you know
yep.
what I'm saying? Like, it signals that you realize that you're different. You're not completely like these people.
Somebody else, man, who I could tell y'all that be trying to act like dark skin, act like a gangster is Chris Brown. He's another one because I watched a podcast a long time ago when he was up there with Noriega. And remember the time when him and Soldier Boy was beefing, and he brought that up, and he said to Noriega that
What's up,
Soldier Boy
TG?
was on some light skinned corny shit. And I'm like, even Noriega was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? What the hell you just say? And I'm like, Chris Brown, you light skinned your damn self. So why would you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. And that's why Charlamagne referred to him light skin with dark skin tinges, and he let him say it. Because that's who he be trying to imitate and act like.
Golden Nation. I don't know if you watched the one video I made where even Chris Brown himself, when he first met P Diddy, Diddy was like, I
I
think
know
there was like two people, and
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
you
about.
know what I'm talking about? Yeah, yeah,
I know what you're
Studio.
talking about.
yeah. And Diddy was like, yeah, I think Chris Brown was like 13 years old, man. That's crazy. And Diddy was like, I don't like this light skin ass ninja, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at 13 years old, a grown man was saying that to a child, and no one is like, wow, that's, if it was a dark skin, if that was said to a dark skinned person, everyone would be like, oh, he really just said that. Oh. But when it comes to a light skinned a light skinned child, Chris Brown was a kid, and his his
A boy.
his his skin complexion was already being mocked, and the black community don't call this out for. I just don't
That's
understand
why
it.
he act like he act now. That's why Chris Brown act the way he act. I'm telling y'all, that's why.
Cooley, would you like to add anything? I know I haven't really heard from you in a while. Cooley, you there?
I think she might still be muted. But also the thing is though, and I said this before, that And I'm like, hey, Chris, Diddy really actually did you a favor in the sense because you went off and just blossomed and to where people know who you are. They can't get enough of you, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the effect that we have, it's sad to say. And all this other stuff, background noise.
They've
It's
been
like,
looking for a reason to
that
tear Chris
heavy,
Brown.
weird obsession just so that they could place you in the box. But go ahead.
Yeah, they've been looking for a reason to tear down Chris Brown for a while now. And from what I've heard, that whole situation with him and that dark skinned woman was a lie, basically. Like they said that
Yeah.
there were dark skinned women in that club.
Yeah, I remember what
She
you talking about, bro. I remember that shit. I remember that. That was around the time when he said that verse in his song. He wanted, I think he said he wanted to fuck a black bee with good hair, something like that. And a lot of dark skinned women took offense to it. I'm like, so the hell what if he said that? So the hell what?
I mean, like if good hair, like what, you don't think your hair is good? Like how does that work?
And Chris
Apparently
Brown
not.
didn't feed into it. That's why they hate him. Because he didn't feed into it.
Do we have room for any more Brown and Beige, or this is the maximum?
Um, so Invisible Man is sitting backstage, so somebody, if he wants to join, somebody might have to hop off the panel. Um,
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go. I gotta go watch this Stranger Thing that I'm on. I gotta finish the series. But yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I think this needs to be called out. We need there needs to be more lighter skinned man who speaks about who talks about this situation, right? But a lot of lighter skinned brothers, they don't want to because they believe they're going to be gaslit. They believe the black community is going to be like, why you crying? You soft. What why you speaking up? Matter of fact, you know what's crazy? When I first started this new channel, and I made that I think it was a second video about when I spoke about how the black community is trying to push light skinned men out the community, right? And when I made that video was very powerful. But I did receive a lot of comments, and I hate to say this, and sometimes when I say this, a lot of the beautiful lioness sisters think I'm speaking against them, but I'm not. I'm just pointing something out. But when I made that video, there was a light skinned lady that commented, and she was like, "You need a light skinned man they need to be quiet. They don't need to say anything. They should not speak up. This is making you guys look weak. Um,
what
just
type of backwards logic is that?
yeah. I deleted her. But anyways, but yeah, and I realized this. I think a lot of there's a lot of how I don't know what the word I'm looking for, where they don't want light skinned man to speak. Like they believe you guys need to just take the beating, and something will work out. I don't know if there's a word for that.
Masochism.
What's that?
Masochism.
I guess, brother. It's weird. But there is some truth to light skinned men speaking up. And I think there needs to be more. Because when dark skinned men speak about their issues, the black community goes, yes, let's go, King. Go ahead. We need to hear you more. Women are going to make videos supporting them. But for some reason, when light skinned brothers do it, I think it's all because of this light skinned means that have privilege, right? So no matter how many pain you're going through, you guys need to accept the pain or accept your image being mocked or shamed or your image being feminized because they push this narrative that you guys have this privilege somehow, even though you guys are the minority, even though you guys are being rejected or being mocked by both the white community, especially the biracial people, by the white community and the black community. But for some reason, you have this privilege based on your skin complexion. But they do. I think a lot. The black community fears light skinned brothers speaking up, and I think more light skinned brothers do need to speak up. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna watch my Stranger Thing right now. I'm in my living room, and great live.
Oh, I appreciate you joining, man. Always good to hear from you.
Definitely true. Definitely true. I would add
Yeah.
speaking up and walking away. That one.
Okay, how's it going, Invisible Man?
Everything's good. I always enjoy seeing you guys, my brothers up here in the community representing. Good conversation. Uh, one thing about the actor is he does look like a panther. He's got those light eyes and that brown skin. I mean, the contrast would make perfect sense.
I mean, he's got the. To me, I don't see what people are complaining about. He looks like a black man, just a lighter
Yeah,
skinned black.
we know what they're complaining about. What's that guy? Somebody mentioned the guy on the morning talk show, uh, in the morning radio. What's that guy's
Charlemagne.
name?
Charlemagne the
Charlemagne.
God.
See, what we need to have is the confidence. When you walk in the room, you just have that walk, that stare, that confidence to look at somebody like Charlemagne with a look that says you're a little beat, right? Because he got beat up, he got chased, and
Oh
everybody
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw
I
that. I
remember
saw
that.
that video, and also LL Cool J had to step to him.
right. Everybody
Did,
has
did,
checked this guy, right? So we need to, you need to have that bravado when you walk into a room, just to look people and they know not to mess with you, right? Now
But that's
I wanted to get up here and say this. This is Thunder, because you guys always don't know who Invisible Man is. This is Thunder. So what the deal is, as you know, I'm down here in the DR, and these past 2 Mondays have been holidays. So the gym I go to has condensed hours on the holiday. I have never seen so many people that look like us. And the women were just beautiful from all ages, right? Because you guys know I'm old, right?
well,
But
I'm after you finish your point, I got to bring up something interesting too, just to
man,
piggyback off
I,
your
I,
point.
I wanted to get my phone out and take a 360 video of it and post it. I am telling you, the entire gym was filled with beautiful people. That's all I wanted to say, because I enjoy listening to you guys get up here and talk, and everything that you've said is right on. So go ahead.
But yeah, that actually brings up an interesting question. So I was on like this page called Biracial Voices, right? And there were a lot of mixed people that were complaining about how people were walking up to them talking in Spanish, right?
Hmm.
Why do you guys believe that mixed people take such offense to being compared to Puerto Ricans, but yet they try to identify with darker skinned black people? But to me, honestly, a lot of mixed people resemble Puerto Ricans and Dominicans more so than dark skinned black people. So
Light
why do you
skin,
guys
long
think?
story short, light skinned people and biracial light skinned people have the ability to blend in with other different of non-black races.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also, what you said, Brown and Beige, is that a lot of them are not comfortable with what they see in the mirror.
Yep. Yep. I think that's it. And somebody said some statement said it's the second fiddle or something when you call yourself light skin. You're playing second to the order. And I don't know. I just think that like I said, you need the confidence just to walk in a room, and people are going to respect you just on that in a way. I kind of get upset at the fact that we overdo it, because I grew up in an entirely black community, and back in the 60s and 70s. But the one thing is that you've heard me say there were a lot of light skinned people in my neighborhood. So it wasn't that, but I most of the my fights, all of my fights, were due to people just trying me because of the way I looked. But
Would you say that the is there more light skinned people now or back then?
I think there's probably more now. It's just that it's more dispersed, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. I think there are more, but this the whole dynamic has changed because this conversation was never we weren't having this conversation. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to ask you guys is this on the biracial versus the MGM. I just can't figure out why people are pushing mulatto and attributing mulatto to specifically like mulatto vanguard and a couple others specifically to say that it's a interracial marriage when they know that next generation that they produce is just going to be multi-generationally mixed. So I don't understand the issue because I've heard some of these guys that have a white parent and a black uh, parent come against multi-generationally mixed people and other light skins, and I don't understand that because growing up, if you lived on the block and your father was white, your mother was black, well, you were still considered light skinned. It wasn't this now things have just gotten
But the thing
extreme.
about that is, to me, that's just very counterproductive. Because if
Exactly.
anything, those would be the kind of people that you would be seeking out the most. Because if a biracial person and a multi-generationally mixed person, if though if that group gets together, now we start talking about what, and I'm sure RTGP can agree with this because we talked about this, homogenizing your gene pool like the Currys. That's why people hate them so much
Right. Right.
because you start having MGM and biracial mixing together. Now we're talking about generations upon generations, and
Yeah,
the Currys don't have that little colorism. Most of the colorism problems they have is coming from the community itself.
Yeah, it's almost like we represent the racist. You know, we bring they view us as when they see us racism just they feel it for some reason. I don't understand it necessarily, but
May I say something about that?
sure.
Um, Black culture today, in order to be black, you have to have this us versus them mentality. The oppressed versus the oppressor. If they think in a black and white, they think they think in a black and white way. So much so that they see that wherever they go, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to um, people, when it comes to academics, they will that mindset is ingrained to their culture to the point where they will bring it with them wherever they go. It doesn't matter if they're in another planet, maybe, but sooner or later it will it will show itself. And so it doesn't matter if you know you're black and light skinned. It's part of the psyche, the psyche within the culture, and so they just going to keep that on top of the fact that this is the people that believe that they can't be racist to white people. So with that mindset, that's going to set them up into thinking and coming up with ways to just to allow them to do a lot of things that is not humanly right.
Do you have anything to say about that, Amar?
Oh yeah. My thing is too, because because I've been on both sides of the fences too. I saw the not just the negative but positive interactions between the two. And me personally, I never looked at it or came from that angle, and I still don't. I'm all about unity at its finest. However, for those that really um, don't want to be a part of it, it's like, hey, no one's asking you to, but still, at least have some respect for people that do. It's not our fault that it's just certain things about us that we have versus what monoracial don't have. And when you get people that'll do these, playing these divisive and silly games, um, it becomes a double-edged sword to when all this more, and then more confusion is being caused. And aside from that, which is why I said, again, that was like I said, that was one of the reasons why I did that live stream that I did, in regards to one drop with regard to one drop rule. And I was also right before you went live. I saw where people are speaking up on it now more so than ever, and how it was really used for a non-beneficiary purposes, except for the people who came up with it in the first place. And now they're able to kill two birds with one stone. We'll
Oh,
watch you, you watch them. And another thing
Tor.
too, and I also want to ask everybody here, because again, Thunder, I'm again, I know that you're an MGM. I'm an MGM. I'm not sure how everybody else
No,
what they refer
I'm
to.
not mixed. I'm not mixed. So I'm light skinned. I'm not mixed at all. Both my parents
Oh,
are black.
okay, okay.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're light skinned, but you're not mixed.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I understood what you just said. So when you go back generationally, do you have any mixed heritage?
Not that I think it might be somebody that's in my family that's like mixed race, but like I said, I got both my parents brown skin. I'm not mixed at all. I'm light skinned though. My sister and brother dark skin, and my mom and dad brown. I just came out the light skin one.
All right. So if you're light, I I would say this, that if you go back 100 years, 150 years, 200 years, there's somebody in your family uh, that was probably white. Therefore, you being light, there's we would probably consider you multi-generationally mixed,
You know,
right?
I'm not real light skinned like Drake or J. Cole, but I'm light skinned. I'm light skinned for sure.
Right. So I have a lot of, like I said, they've heard me say I don't have white family members. So I'm not even at the end of the light skin spectrum in my family, but it goes all the way to very dark skin. And so my cousins are brown, light brown, dark brown, or black. And so they are, because of who their mothers and fathers are, who were my father's sister and brothers. They have that strand running through them too. So they would consider themselves multi-generationally mixed, even though they don't appear to be that way, right? So when there's a light-skinned kid from one of them who is brown, then that is uh, that's some sort of a gene that then now reappears with that child from past mixing. That's all I was trying to question you about and get across. Not
And
to
you
say
know,
that you don't, but
I have a cousin that's like that same thing. Both of her parents are kind of my cousin. He's kind of on the lighter brown kind of side. She's kind of brown skin too, and she came out real light
mhm.
because my grandmother is like almost like super light skin. Like she comes from a long generation of almost white passing light skin.
Mhm.
Like that gene could show up almost 2 to 3 generations later.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to get across to the person that was just saying that he was light.
Golden Nation official.
Golden Nation,
Yeah,
right?
that's my name.
Golden Nation. Okay, that's what I was trying to get across.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is my grandfather is a really dark skinned black man, but even back I found out recently that his dad was biracial,
Hmm.
like my great granddad.
Right.
So the gene pool is like really diverse. It can
Yeah.
show up in all types of ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Tor, would you like to add anything to this?
No, it's just interesting hearing all of your backgrounds. I mean, for me personally, my father is like really like light skin, and my mother is dark skin. Uh, for my father, his mother was very light, and then her mother, which is my great grandmother, she was biracial.
Oh,
Yeah, and so her for my great grandmother, her father was white and her mother was black. So yeah, so that kind of like came down. So like the biracial great grandmother of mine, she had siblings that were also lighter hue. Um, so yeah, that kind of like came down on his side of the family, and that's how I came out. I'm the only one that came out light out of all my siblings. So my mother is dark skinned, and then my siblings they're brown skinned. So I'm the only one that came out light. That came out like my
did they
father.
ever have they ever like talked about it with you, or were they just
What are you talking about? What do you mean, like the colorism aspect?
was there ever like yeah? What I meant is, was there ever like colorism like in your personal life?
I mean, for the family side, my dad, he is light skinned. He is aware of it. He's fine with being light skinned, but he's a pro Black Pantherer. That's just who he is. My mom, for example, we've she's made jokes towards me and my dad about being light skinned, but she definitely is aware of the colorism aspect. Uh, I'll never forget. I mean, I was like 14, 15 years old. This is like early 2010s. Um, I remember I went into her room and I was going through her things. I was looking for something, and then I found a jar of bleaching cream. And
Oh,
yeah,
Wow.
that really hit me. Like that's what it's just like Golden Nation. Like over a little over 10 years ago, like you really became aware of the colorism thing. She doesn't do it anymore, but we've had conversations about the colorism. She's told me that you know there's reasons why you and your father you guys get certain privileges or certain access, and you guys are not seen as a certain threat in certain spaces because you guys are of a lighter hue. um
oh boy, here we
But
go.
they are seen as a threat. And as much as they want to say that we're not a threat, then why make us seem as we are? I
yeah,
mean,
What a lot of
um, like
yeah,
skins are.
yeah, but she doesn't do that stuff anymore. She's aware of it. She's more confident now than what she was before. I mean, but yeah, but like she's let me know like, hey, you have access to certain things, and she basically made it aware that as a light skinned man, you have abilities and capabilities that a lot of you guys are not aware of. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, yeah, a lot of light skinned men don't really recognize or acknowledge where they are. You know what I'm saying? They're too busy, you know, putting on the capes to save, dark skinned people. But outside of that, you know, I don't really well the rest of my family they don't want to talk about no colorism. you know, I try to have conversations about, the colorism aspect with other light skinned men, but it's just like
Like
they
you're
don't want to have
drawing.
conversations about it. They
Like
just get
quarantine.
uncomfortable. But yeah.
Yeah, you know what you said about putting on the cape. I mean, that's a great way of putting it because, in a way, uh, in my family, some of the light skinned people that have put some of, I was going to say guys, but girls too, that have put on the cape have not done as well as the rest of the family because they've been trying to act harder than the regular black person out there,
Yep,
and
facts, man.
that
Facts.
that's just unfortunate because you get thrown off your game. I had to tell my young nephew, and he was sitting. This is when he was probably, I don't know, 11, 12, and I had my daughter and another one of the cousins, and they were just giving him grief. It wasn't color grief. It was just, it was just girl on boy grief, right? And they were probably 2.5 years younger than him. And he pulled out that, oh, you all are talking white, acting white. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, we're not gonna have that here, right?
Hmm.
So I have counseled him throughout his life. And I said, I told him, if you're going to come from that perspective, and if that's the very first thing that enters your mind, then you are handicapping yourself, right? Because
Facts.
I'll never forget another time when he was with my daughter, and my daughter looks like me, and there was this guy. We were in the club, an airline club, and I had gotten up and walked away, and my nephew was mean mugging the white guy, older white guy, and he said he's only looking at me because I'm black. I said, whoa, I said he may be looking at you because you're the most handsome young man in here. I said you need to stop.
Yeah.
That's
That,
your first reaction.
yeah.
Think
That.
about it like this: you are a handsome young man. You speak well, you carry yourself well. They're the ones that are below you, not the other way around, right? So have that. That's why I was talking about the confidence. Now he's got his degree. He's in computer programming, et cetera, et cetera. And I, I think putting on the cape is a good way, but to explain why some light skinned MGM people don't make it as far. And then the other thing that we always talk about, and it always go references of being tough, that putting on the cape when you grow up in an urban setting, it just handicaps people. It handicaps light skinned people. It
Yeah.
handicaps.
I wanted to add on to that what you were saying that, you know, I I work in like accounting, and I work in a hospital setting, healthcare setting, and I'm seeing all different type of people all the daggone time. And when I've come across like other light skinned people on the job, they just have to put on this pro black behavior and put on this cape. And they think in their minds they're doing something, but they're really not. they shoot themselves in the foot when they do
All
that.
they doing is making them sell a bunch of crash dummies, man.
Yeah, and then like there's a reason why you don't see many light skinned people in the corporate world in leadership positions like that.
And to piggyback off of what you said, I've kind of floated around in corporate spaces too.
Yeah,
And
it
from
is.
what I've
You know what I'm
seen,
saying? There's a reason for that. It's just like I started making progress and started like, really like going further with my career when I, wasn't playing that pro black game and just being a confident man and just taking care of myself and just, being my own thing and just, you know, not being like the others. Like when I see other light skinned people, they gotta sit there and act all pro black, gotta do all this, and and then they can't figure out why they can't get ahead, or they're just stuck, or they're content at being at the bottom or being under somebody else's, thumb. You know,
and from what I've seen, a lot of the managers that I've seen, like in the retail space in the corporate world, have been darker skinned. A lot of
yeah,
the light skinned people I've seen have been putting on the cape,
yeah, and
and it
they
never
they
ends well.
think it helps them. It does not help them. You know what I'm
Because
saying? When you're sitting there promoting another group of people that look nothing like you,
a lot
thinking
of
you're
the
gonna get
dark
something,
skinned
and then they
people,
don't they don't even bring you up to their level. They're busy trying to keep you down or trying to, you know, push forward their agenda.
they're playing the game and they're moving up while you're moving down.
Yeah,
That
see,
That's
that
what
the dark skinned black guys have put on a different cape, though. See, so and the corporate world is a minefield to negotiate. But I want to give you another example of we always talk about on the black side, but on the white side, I had two girls that were under me, one black, one white. And the white girl was worse than the black girl about her what do you call it, social socioeconomic thing. She came from a low class setting, and she was hard. She was, I mean, her edges were rough, right? And I had to take I didn't take both of them aside at the same time, but I essentially had to tell both of them the same thing, because the white girl would just say, "Yeah, they're coming up here acting this, that, and the other way because they think they're better than blah blah blah." I said, that's not your position to analyze what these people are thinking in their head. And to be specific, the CEO of Comerica, I used to run or be a supervisor in the world clubs for Northwest Airlines. And the CEO of a bank came in, and we catered to them. If they needed something changed, then we would change it, because they were high ticket. Anybody that knows the service industry, you cater to your high priority because they spend the most money, right? And a CEO, he's flying on you, but he's got all of his executives flying on you too. And I had, you know, I would try to teach them to build a rapport with these people that are coming, get to know them, that kind of thing. They're not coming in trying to BS you. They're coming in because they have legitimate issues that cause them to need to change the flight, right?
Yeah,
And if I have to go up the ladder to resolve the issue, then I'm not doing my job. And I had to one time. She said, "I'm not changing your flight." And I came in and I saw him and I said, "Hey, so and so, how you doing?" And I said, "What's going on?" It was, and I had just walked in and I had seen him, but we had a good rapport. And I whispered to her in her ear, I said, "You need to change that right now, no fee." And she said something to me, and I said, and she was on a 90-day, she was a new hire, and I told her, I said, change it. She said, "I'm not changing it." I said, "You're on a 90-day suspension. You're going to change it. If you don't change it, then I'm going to let you go right now. And after you finish this, you need to come into my office so that we can sit down. but her whole thing was he's acting like he's better than me. So and what I'm trying to say in this example is that we're not the only ones that play it, but we do play it harder, right? And we get caught in this corporate world where these people are putting on the cape for blackness, and yet the people that are saying they need to act black are the ones caping and kowtowing to the white corporate bosses, and they're the ones that are getting ahead.
Yeah,
And so what I try to do when new people would come in is just mentor them on, because there's a corporate, the way you're supposed to act in a corporation. And if you're acting street, if you're acting uh, uh, any way like that, then you're not going to get ahead. And that's what I mean by putting on a cape. It's just code switching, and there's nothing wrong with it, if you ask me.
yeah.
Shit on me.
I would add to that that the thing is what I
Well,
was
blame that shit
it's
on
something
me.
that you also touched on, but what I see with a lot of light skinned people in the corporate world,
Well,
they don't see, especially the ones that were put on the cape, they don't see any value in making connections and playing the politic games with other
well,
races and groups of people. And they don't realize how important it is, which is why they kind of end up being handicapped and stagnant in their careers. You know, you mentioned that you built a rapport with this executive and this CEO, and they don't see how that's important unless the person is, black and of darker skin. Then all of a sudden they want to they can make a connection. But when it comes to other races of people, where they need to, you know perform, not like, trying to sucker up, but
Yeah,
perform in the corporate world like how they're supposed to be, not street or anything outside of that, they don't want to do it.
the thing of it is that we sometimes look at, when we get into jobs, public or private, is that when you look at a white person, you automatically think they came from this background, they have this higher background, and that's not true, right? A lot of them come from poor backgrounds, and you need to understand that the corporation has a culture itself. So they are assimilating into that culture as well. But we fight against it, right? We fight against it because we assume it's assimilating into a white culture. But when poor white people get into the corporate world, they have to assimilate too. Now, obviously, it's easier because they're all white, right? But they are assimilating as well. And I know from being in that culture, that there are so many white people who came from sometimes a worse or a harder background than the average black person that's in that culture. So I say that to say that there shouldn't be any black people, light skinned black people should not feel, and they definitely should not be walking in there trying to act harder than the next black person. But any street, anything like that is not a corporate culture, and they need to understand that. I mean, and that will hold them back even more.
Yeah.
But understand, these white people that are working right next to you, if you get in conversation with some of them are hillbillies, hicks, uh, uh, and whatever, right? And you may come from a better background than they did.
Yeah, I agree with that. But one of the main things that, what you said was true, and also what I was trying to hit a home run with is that a lot of light skinned people just don't want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They just don't want to or don't want to learn. They just focus on putting on the cape and trying to assimilate or bring an outside culture into the corporate world. Like, and it's and it hurts them badly. So, yeah,
But
Yeah. Go ahead.
the thing about it is, what they don't seem to understand is this is how they want you to think, because like dark skinned black people do are not looking out for our best interests. And what they've done is
Hey, you kind of cutting in and
it's
out,
almost
man.
like oh, I'm cutting in and out.
yeah, your
Yeah.
mic's messed up.
How about now?
You better.
But yeah, like it's almost like a mind switch. Like they want to have the privileges that you got. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna adapt your mannerisms, and then you adapt their mannerisms. And I've seen this in real life, like on the street, in public. Like a lot of the light skinned people I see just act, they just go like above and beyond like the whole what they perceive as black culture. And what I see in like my business space, the corporate world, is a lot of dark skinned black people are playing the game and they're winning. Like Africans, light skinned black people just cannot seem to get out of this rut of trying to prove themselves. And it's starting to affect us
Yeah, man.
financially
That
now.
like you know what I'm saying. Yeah, what you saying? What really you think about it? This is why Charlemagne the God referred to people like Chris Brown, them light skin with dark skin Tim's, saying that like act like they are superior over us, and that like us light skinned men don't have our own identity. You know what I'm saying? We have to act like them to prove ourselves and shit like that. You know, got to
Yeah.
beat up some dark skinned dudes and then come talk, kill somebody. It's like we, you know what I'm saying? They want us to pass the test and hang with them. So we got to act like them, you know, stuff like that, man. You know, it's that's why you know, like we need to hang together, man. Do our own thing and make a difference.
How about you guys? What has been your experience in the work world? Have you seen like with black culture, or have you seen with light skinned people in the workforce?
Well, for me, it's like I always try to, again, just go in, do my job. Afterwards, I go home. Not saying that I wasn't always aware of how in in the workforce or even in the corporate force, um, there is there's a thing, what is it, the line toting, and you're trying to your best not to step on toes. I mean, I try not to step on toes. I just let my what I do speak for itself. However, um, I didn't have to switch up and be, oh, I'm a bad MFer and I'll knock you out and blah blah blah. And why would I? But and even when I come across other, MLS folks, whether it will be a man or a woman, um, I try my best to sort of like, make my presence known. And they too, again, they're just as hardworking, committed, dedicated. Um, Now I don't know what they do in their spare time in the sense of how they may go out here and perform out here in the world. But I know for me, they tend to put more on you than what you can handle. Like you can't necessarily do just this one particular thing over here. You got to do it all, let alone with no help.
Damn.
Yeah, trust me. And and again, and part of me was like that was one of the reasons why my health started to diminish a little bit.
Now I've seen like a lot of light skinned people go through hanging with dark skin. I never went through that hanging with dark skinned people to prove myself. I never went through that, but I've seen a lot of light skinned dudes experience that on a regular basis. I'm like, bro, I'm like that shit. I always looked at it as being weird. Hey, they gotta prove themselves for. You know.
Yeah.
And even when and even when I go out and I'm, in a big venue where there's a lot of people involved, I'm already scoping out the room, being like, it can go any way, but just do you. Just do you. And like, I remember I went out like, what was it, last week, and I was paying for a drink. And I had them leave my tab open. The bartender, who happens to be a female, thought that she was doing something by showing other patrons my debit card to actually see what my actual name is. And I'm like, yo, you ain't got to be doing all of that. Like, it's not your job to show my debit card what my actual name is to people.
Wow.
You
If I want my real name to be put out, what's that?
You better check your statement.
What's that?
I said you better check your statement. Make sure that there are no other charges on there.
There weren't. It wasn't. My charges came out exactly the way I wanted, but still, it was just a thought that, this is what his name is. Like, I'm not buying nobody else anything else other than me.
Yeah, I will say this though, the corporate world and the political world are no different from the street. I mean, they're a little bit different, but you have to learn the politics of each, right? And it's no longer physical in the professional world. And you have to understand how to manipulate people and almost kind of use tough tactics without acting tough, without saying things in a tough way, but being manipulative to let them know that you are capable of certain things, right? And then they kind of back off. And a lot of it, for if you like, I worked in an operations area. So for me, knowing the rules, knowing the union rules as well as the corporate rules gave me a hand up, where I was able to use threats that were legitimately within the corporate handbook to put people in their place. Right now, I will say that you ask what happened, and I've said this. I've explained this sometimes, where there was a brother, and they were referencing they were doing some stuff like that New Jack City stuff, and I always refer back to that. But I had to tell the guy, this is in New Jack City, and New Jack City is actually based off of Detroit. So if you really want to find out about how things operate, you keep pushing me, because I'm not whatever these guys' names. And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, okay, we got somebody that can handle himself." But I said it. I wasn't loud. It was me and him. So the conversation was between the two of us, and he could have said it would have been my word against his word, and that's it. And he was my boss. But so there are times when you're in some of these situations where you do have to put your foot down, but you do it in a professional manner. And I don't care what level you're at, you still have to handle yourself in a certain way, even if you are a checker at Walmart. it doesn't matter what level you're at. There are certain rules that go with that game, and I attribute my growing up and being able to handle things growing up in an urban area, and what came to me with transcending that and transitioning to each level of education and professionalism. And if you're able to do that, then you'll be all right. You just got to put some people in their place, though.
Okay, so we got Vibe Strides in the backstage. So we might need somebody to
Hey,
step
oh,
off.
I'll step off, but I
I'll
was
step
wondering.
off.
No, I'll step off because I've got to do some things too. But I was wondering, I've seen other groups that have 10 people on here, but I really appreciate, like I said, I appreciate seeing you guys. I just wish you guys were up more often so that I could listen in the background or participate. But have a good evening.
All right,
All
you
right.
too, Thunder.
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining.
Take care,
All right.
man.
But
All right,
low
see you,
key
man.
for me, I'm gonna step off too.
Oh, okay. Nice talking to you. So,
All right.
if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been in this space?
Well, what started me was a man named Shadow Jackson. I'm a black conservative, but these type of people focus in in Christ, and it's very spiritual on their part. They focus on truth pertaining to God rather than, you know, like they really take God seriously, and the word of God really helps them figure things out, what goes on, especially in black culture. So these black conservatives, I I saw Shadow Jackson, then I saw He Is Blanchard, then I saw Cheatham Chuck, Sub Zero, then Mulatto Vanguard, Mulatto Mindset, and then Yao. I was a little bit afraid of Yao because colorist, and then I decided to dive in, and then here I am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I like.
Oh.
Oh, and AK Nation. Well, AK Nation, I'm pretty sure help the algorithm search for people like me, and I wish that the algorithm wasn't censored to you know to make it hard for people like me and you to find similar values. So, but it's all good, and I'm
Right.
glad for talking to you.
Same here. Hey, you thought that we were? You said you thought that we were colorists?
I just don't want to be colorist. It's a bad, being colorist is bad. But then y'all let me see, and it's like, oh,
I'm like,
oh,
explain, please.
like Mulatto Vanguard helped me to help. He set it up for me to be like, okay, if these people that came out of two people is important, then with these people, light skins, it's like, okay, let me lend an ear, and then I realize, wow, a lot of things divide us, but separates us. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge those, and also be better, no matter how different we are. And like when you think of being colorist, you thinking going against dark skin, not the other way around. So
but see, here's the thing though, because because the space at the time, because I was never always a part of it. I was always doing my own thing. I've been in gaming sectors and roast sectors, what have you. And when I found this space, I believe that, what was it, maybe 2019, 2020, something like that. And I was able to be myself and without being ostracized and ridiculed, for just for being me and not necessarily sound awkward at the same time. But then we get trolls that will just start coming in the woodwork, and and I'm not saying you, but they kind of had somewhat of a they'll make these silly talking points. Like for an example, and Brown and Beige can attest to this, that one particular person that came in the I think what was it, the 2 previous live streams, they would always make the same comment about not being far from the diaspora or something. And I think it may have been either a male or a female. And it just turns, and then it just turns into, you don't know where these people are coming from until we actually hear them speak.
Yeah, and like I could be wrong on, y'all coming for a black conservative, how the algorithm connects and, branches out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it's like it's like it picks up what you attract, what you might like, and then I got my own thing. And you know what? About trolls, they're similar. It'd be like that too with there's this guy named Sub Zero 3669 3639. He's like an average black person, but think of him as conservative, and he's a really charismatic guy. He will talk his butt off and have great arguments, and he's a pretty good guy. You guys should check him out. But he have those type of situations where people will come in and would just say a lot of things, and he'll invite them in to, you know, you know, for them to speak their talk, and usually they don't speak anything, but just trolling.
Well, sometimes it like in spaces like this, when like controversial figures, like even like myself, you have to be real careful, like who you let people. Like people, we had like a few years ago, we had like a little back and forth with like some people, and they were pulling up comments from trolls. They were pulling up video clips from us. Like, there's a lot of people, if you cross the wrong person, they literally clip some of your videos, tie you into crazy stuff. Like, you have to be real careful, like what you do.
Have you guys heard about Angry Man? He's pretty good, and he's like,
yeah, we actually like Angry Man, and you know what?
Have you
I
guys?
too.
Angry Man, speaking our language.
Yeah, have you guys heard about the other new guy? I just started seeing it, Mulatto Ronin.
Huh? Yeah,
like him too.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah, I like him. I've been
I,
starting to watch some of his
I
content.
think I think he like I think he's the reason why I'm here with y'all. But other than that, I'm gonna get off. Uh, maybe next time or never, or later. But if I'm on, I'm on. Have a good night, y'all. It
Yeah,
was nice.
subscribe to my
You too.
YouTube channel. I do a lot of content too. I do live videos. I did one like 6 days ago, but y'all
What's up,
subscribe to my
Golden?
YouTube channel.
Oh, what's
Golden
going on,
Nation.
Brian? How you doing?
What's up, man? Hey, man. I ain't mean to cut you off, Golden Nation. I just want to, give my presence, say what's up to everybody,
What's
and
all good, man?
So, what would you like to add to the conversation today, man?
well, I got in kind of late because I was at work, man. Basically, I'm piggybacking off what everybody's saying. We in a dire situation. Us, light-skinned mixed race men, mulatto men, and it's actually worse than we realized because we've been so complacent and so blind to the plan and strategies that they had for so long that it's like we are in a hole. But we're climbing out of it. We're trying our best as men in 2026, the ones that recognize what's going on. We trying our best to counteract and basically come together.
I actually,
I talked to. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was actually. It's funny because like right before I planned on making this live stream, I was actually watching your video where you were talking about that Black Panther guy, and how the irony would be that I would end up seeing this Aaron Pierre situation like right after that. It's like, you know what? Time to rip the band-aid off once and for all. Show a lot of these what we call upstanding MLS men how people really feel.
There's no love there, man. No love. They have no love unless it's beneficial to their cause.
So,
You know,
what brought you over to this space? I think this is the first time we ever had you up. So, how did you find our space, or were you like ever
I was
encountering
actually
a situation back in the day where you was like, maybe there's other people out there who feel the same as me? What brought you over here?
well, I guess I've been in these spaces for about 6 months, 7 months now. I just had incidents after incidents throughout life. I was also blind to, the agenda that they had for us. I kind of was like a crash dummy, if you want to say that. I was born in the 90s, so around that time, and I was born in an urban community. So it was like had rampant violence and just like carelessness with life whatsoever. So being light skinned and coming from a light skinned woman and having a light skinned father, I was basically headed for destruction if I wasn't self-aware as much, if I didn't love myself, I could have easily been destroyed. So basically just fighting as a kid, getting picked on, bullied, trying to prove myself 24/7 with this tough persona, not using my smarts, being able to read, do math, and teach others correctly. I kind of shunned my own skills because had to having to dumb myself down to fit in with people that didn't come from my same makeup. You know, being around dark skinned people more than it was light skinned people. I'm kind of isolated. I was isolated growing up, so I kind of had to like get in where I fit in. It might have been either hanging with some Spanish kids or just hanging with some nerds and the rejects. So growing up and becoming an adult and coming to realization and realizing, man, that I need to wake up more. I came to this space because I had an incident at my job during the Kendrick Lamar episode where people were just playing that "They Not Like Us" song constantly. Like, and I'm like, why is it then? Why is it that this song is making people turn against? I'm American born. My family is from America. I understood what he was saying about, oh, they not like us, like someone from not from this country may let it be, somebody that's white or whatever that came to this country and did what they did by colonizing it, but that's American history. That's part of America. And I thought we got past all that. I thought once the 70s and the 80s hit and the Black Panther Party and the Civil Rights era came, and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all that, I thought we was past that. But since we aren't past that and people are reliving this fantasy of slavery and privilege and I mean I'm not saying that it's not possible that like the white forces or combined with black forces and other forces are keeping the poor people down, and yeah, that's what's happening. But people too blind and still want to blame the white man and and still killing each other at the same time is backwards. So me, I just decided to separate myself from the black community because it seemed like the position that we had isn't the position that we thought we had. We thought that we were equal with our so-called brothers, when in actuality we never was looked at the same. We like even since the so-called the same slavery days. I'm not gonna say it didn't happen, but it's like so much you can believe and can't believe, man. It's just crazy. Like, why would they come and give us the ability to be successful? You know what I'm saying? Out of all people, they don't show us love. Like, why would they want us to be successful? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I feel you on that one. That's a touching rundown of how you ended up here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I kind of had a similar situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, with when I was younger in my teenage years, almost going down the crash dummy, but thankfully I pulled myself out of that. And you also said that you came from two light skinned parents, like kind of
Yes.
like Aisha Curry, Steph Curry, those
Okay.
type of
Okay.
parents.
Now, to give you a good example, okay, you take The Rock. You got The Rock. You know his complexion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you take Faith Evans complexion. When I
Really?
say light skin,
Oh,
yes.
Really? Wow.
So I'm MGM, and I mean, being in these spaces, I'm learning more about my makeup. I have a lot of different races in one because I'm multi-generationally mixed.
Where are
Like
you
I'm a
originally
second
from
gen.
in America?
I'm from the East Coast, man.
Like in the
Oh,
Northeast or the South?
Now I'm in the mid East.
Oh, okay.
well, from what I've heard, I think a lot of the dark skinned dudes out there can get it's probably pretty territorial out there because they probably be trying to get with a lot of them like Latinas, like Afro Latinos and all that up there. Probably, I'm pretty sure the dynamic between MLS men and dark skinned men is probably territorial,
I mean, yeah. I
for lack
mean,
of a better word.
where I'm at in the Northeast, man. Like when you, like I said, I mentioned this on the streams before, and I'll say it again. Every time you walk out the house, all you see is dark skinned men with women that look nothing like them.
Right,
That's
right.
all I see, especially up here in the Northeast. They do not date women that look like them. If they do,
Nope.
they're walking around mean mugging, not happy.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't like black women, man, and it's sad
they
because yeah, they
I,
don't
I
like black women.
I've come to the conclusion, bro, that they will do everything, pull every excuse out of the hole to go be with a woman that looks nothing like them. Like these dudes, I'm sorry, they don't like their women. There's no way around it. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the crazy part is, despite them wanting other groups of women, you know, at least up here, what I'm seeing, they're still making more baby mamas with other races of women.
Yep.
You know how
Oh
many?
yeah. Hey, I also want to chime in on that. And I'm trying to think like what was her name? Oh yeah, Abby. Abby said something to the effect of how they basically have been buck broken. So this is their somewhat they believe as their so-called revenge to sleep with any and everything under the sun, other than what they look at when they look in the mirror.
And the
It's like
problem with that is a lot of them just seem to be creating. And the funny thing is, a lot of these people talk about light skin tendencies, but one thing we have to ask: who are raising these MLS men? And the sad thing is, a lot of MLS men are not raising MLS men.
no.
Uh, They're
Hey, you
getting
know what? I jumped back on because I heard the guy with the car.
Cool vibes.
Uh,
Yeah, that's me, man. What's up, man?
how you doing?
What's going
So
on?
with two parents as you described them, my parents are the same, and what my parents always gave me was that when people would say negative things about me regarding color, it was that you're not they're the ones that have the problem. You know who you are.
Right.
They're the ones that have the problem. And that was always my response to them. My retort was, I'm not the one with the problem. You're the one that has the problem. You need to get in touch with yourself. So, and I'm being polite in how I say that because, it sounds like you came from, and I always have to say this. I did not come from a hard background. My father was a professional. My mother worked and she stayed home, and then she worked in retail and did pretty good. So I didn't come from a hard background, but I grew up in the 60s and 70s in Detroit. That was hard. I always if you grew up in the city at that time, if you weren't tough, you I don't care what color you were. If you weren't tough in Detroit, then you were going to have a problem. You were going to have your ass handed to you. That's just the way it was. Right.
Yeah.
And then I put myself in certain situations because of what I was doing. But the other thing that I was going to say that I don't think what we're talking about has really changed for 200 years because I think what I saw my father go through some stuff, right? And I heard about, going back into some previous generations. This thing where we are looked at and we're the ones that are put upon because of our color, it isn't anything that we started, because I have never made fun of anybody of a darker hue or a lighter hue. I just never did that. It was always them coming at me, and
That's right.
and and seeing what my father went through, hearing about what generations have gone through. I just don't think this is a new phenomena. It's just exacerbated now because of all this social media stuff. But I just wanted to jump back on because I'm sorry, I forgot your name again. It must be I'm getting old. Uh, but when I heard you talking, I was like, wow, that sounds just like some of the things I had to go through. And I'm glad you made that transition, because there comes a point in your life that you just have to grow and realize that in order to grow, you need to separate, and in order to make strides.
Yeah, man, I appreciate your knowledge, man. And I appreciate it, man. It just came from like you said, I never could pinpoint it. I never was able to pinpoint the exact reason why I wasn't succeeding the way that I could. It was because I was with the wrong crowd. I was basically hanging with the wrong people. You know, even let it be good or bad. I wasn't around my own kind of people who had the same experiences as me. I was hanging with people who either came from a family where it was all black, and they had two black parents, so they had a black parent, and they just had things differently than me. I mean, having two light skinned parents, my father will always tell me about the stuff that he went through growing up, being bullied, being picked on, and he always was never trying to hang with anybody. Like he has a brother that's dark skinned, and his brother was hanging with the crowd, and he was off to the side just doing his own thing, reading, or he went to the military at a young age. So, and then my mother, I don't know what was going on with her too much because of the circumstances she came from. Like I'm from DC, so
I have
DC in the
my daughter.
70s.
My daughter. I went to school down in D.C., so I lived in D.C. for about 12 years. My daughter was born there, still lives there, so I know D.C.
Yeah, DC was hectic in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. It was a different land than what it is now. It's actually gentrified now compared to what it was in those times. It's better now.
Hmm.
But just hearing stories about people breaking his fingers and jumping him and picking on him because he was lighter skinned than everybody else. So he just branched off and said, "Man, I'm gonna just take this risk and go to the military for about 10 years." But long story short, I was still in the urban community. I still was in Southeast DC while
Hmm.
he was handling his business. So I had to go through that ritual that they put us through, that having to fight and prove yourself and be the toughest out of the group and the most willing to do some of the most stupidest stuff in the world.
Hmm.
Um, but at the end of the day, me at the age I'm at now, I have actually done better with my life since I've joined this movement. I have really realize that certain characteristics I have to get rid of. Like you said, that y'all said it earlier. When we go on a job and we have this ghetto persona more than a black actual dark skinned man, it makes us look bad, man. We gotta learn to let that go. We gotta become corporate savvy because we as a people not gonna grow. Us as men, light skinned men, mixed race men, mulatto men, we not going to grow if we just keep trying to piggyback off of their struggles. Even though we share the same struggles, we can turn it into something greater. We
No,
could
I
we can be
agree.
greater.
I agree, and like I said before, everybody puts a cape on when you go into the corporate world. So it's not. I don't think you or any other black person should feel guilty as to say you're acting white. when you go into a corporate culture. Everybody puts on a cape when they walk into the corporate world. They become, because corporations have personalities. So I just would not feel like, you're trying to act white, or you're trying to do something against the culture. You just got to get away from that.
Yeah, that's
The
ignorance,
culture
man.
is
That's
dying.
ignorance. Yeah, the
Oh,
culture.
so we got. Oh yeah, I forgot to. But we have the lightest light skin ever here. How are you doing
That's
today?
my
What up,
brother.
fam?
That's my brother. What's up, fam?
How
How
y'all
you doing?
doing, man? Y'all good? Everything straight?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, how you doing?
How about yourself?
Yeah, man. I can't call it. Shit, I'm driving right now. The road's kind of bad, but it ain't too bad for real, for real.
Is that you in the photo in the photo icon?
Hell yeah.
Hey, so are you in the East Coast, West Coast, South,
Yeah,
North?
I'm in I heard one of y'all say I was in Detroit. I'm in Detroit right now.
Okay, what side of town you from?
Shit, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm from Georgia, man. I just moved out here.
Oh, okay, all right,
I just moved to Detroit like what 3 years ago, I think.
okay, all right. I hope
Hell
they're
yeah.
treating you well.
Yeah,
You're
man.
not getting
It's
into the
straight.
All
I
right,
mean,
January.
well, oh, sorry
I
about
ain't
that.
gonna. My bad. What you say?
I was gonna say technically I'm originally from the South, but I grew up in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Yeah,
how's Detroit treating you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it's cool. I fuck with this city, man. They be showing love. The only thing I really say, shit, they be showing love for real, for real. The woman, the woman, they just be on. I feel like that's anywhere though. Right now in the U.S., man, I made a video about how light skinned women are avoiding of their male counterparts. Um, as to whatever reason that is, that's what the video was about. Why are we avoiding of one another? And when I said light skinned people, I was referring to any person with any black person with a light skin complexion. Whether you got two black parents or one. But however, it seemed to have started a whole entire war in the comment section, y'all. I posted this video like 4 days ago. I can send y'all the link if y'all want me to. It got like almost 2,000 comments. Now, half of those comments was people trying to police me. They basically people trying to do identity policing and all type of shit. Basically trying to say that uh it seemed like they were trying to say due to my complexion that I didn't have a say so in just anything in the like I couldn't even question nothing in the black community. That's damn near what they were trying to say. Now mind you, my father's a black man, so I'm in the comment section. I'm in the comment section going back and forth with these folks, man, for like 3-4 days straight. My nigga vibes
Hey,
brother in the
Jay,
chat
Jay,
right
Jay,
now. What up,
Jay, what's
fam?
up, man? I just want to acknowledge you, bro. This is my brother Jay, light skin ever. That's my brother. We are in connection every day, so this is
Hell
family
yeah.
right here. Okay,
Yeah, we be
I
on
just
the
want to say
phone
that.
every day, man.
I just want to give you a light. That's all. I just want to give you a light.
Yeah, why don't
Yeah,
you drop the link for your video so we can check it out?
yeah,
yeah,
bro.
I'll drop it.
So I was gonna say, Vibes was telling me to chill. Like I sent my mama the video. My mama like, just chill, stop responding. I'm like, nah, I'm standing on business about this light skin shit. Cause bro, one thing I noticed, they be trying to belittle us, or it's like they be trying to make it seem like anything that we say any type of question or anything that we say, like they try to belittle it or take it as a joke in the black community. So I was just fighting back in the comment section, and I did that shit for like 4 days straight. I'm talking about it, the niggas from dusk to dawn. I'm talking about I'm fighting back to the point where shit ain't nobody in the comment section saying shit no more. Everybody just, you know what I'm saying? That shit going in my favor now. I'm about to drop the link though.
Hey, if I could give you any advice, man, don't do it too often, man, because you'll really
You will stress
emotionally
yourself
drain
out.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah. You will exhaust yourself, man. That's
Said
all
I,
I was saying.
Look
You'll get
here. I
exhausted,
mean,
bro.
people on the internet they don't have any filter. You know, why should they have filter? Because they're not in your face. So they get to
Yeah.
say things that they would never say to you in person. And you just have
Swear
to
to God.
realize that and take it as it is. Right. So don't let and you will get beat down emotionally just by 2,000 comments having to respond to that nonsense. But it is, some of it is real life. But in what I have seen on these YouTube things, and Brown and Beige talked about how he was, or was it AMR? Uh, I got on here after them, so it goes back. I've probably been on these listening to them for about 3 or 4 years. AMR especially, because he was on here one of the first time before I came. But man, you just have to. You just, man, don't let it get to you. These people are just, they got all kind of balls behind the camera.
I swear to God, that's what me and Vibes was talking about. I'm like, bro, half the shit these people is in the comment section saying they would never say to me a day in their life.
Right.
Yep. Telling you you
And
wasn't a
and this is
part of the
what they try to do.
community.
They try to break you out of your character. They want to make you come out of character, let alone step out of it. And the moment that you do that, you somewhat become vulnerable. And
Yeah.
which is why I always state, it's like there's a mechanism that got to be offset to where you put back on an even keel. Too much of something this way can be either too much or too little.
Mm-hmm. Nah,
And
that's right.
because and me personally, and I still like to do this where I just sit back and just watch other people to see how they react, just absorb things.
Yeah. I try.
That way you saving yourself energy, you saving yourself peace. When you don't respond to them, you just let them look stupid by themselves, you don't even feed that beast.
Yeah, yeah, you ain't lying. I tried to drop the link, but I don't know if it's clickable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I think you
was.
put in the chat.
We can just copy and paste it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Another thing I was gonna say, y'all, and this something that I noticed from from the comment section to, I mean, from when I was younger, man. Anytime a light skinned nigga do something, especially the ones with especially a mixed person with a white parent and a black parent, man, let a nigga do something that a black person don't agree with, that they feel like what you said was wrong. The first thing they gonna call you is a white boy.
Yep.
Be
that's
like,
right.
oh
And,
man, you
and,
just
and I've
acting
had
like a
my
white
fair
boy.
share. And I've had my fair share of people calling me that as well.
Oh yeah.
I remember when you guys remember G Larry?
Nah, who that is?
No, I'm talking about AMR and Brown and Beige. You guys remember G Larry when he was in Anonymous Black Man and Light Skin Motivations?
UVG
Oh
Dizzle.
yeah,
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 Tech G.
yeah.
yeah.
He even said that sometimes. Like they will call him a white boy. I'm like, yo, like really? Like the man is half black, half white. Like just like how our guest here just mentioned. Like and when you do something they don't agree with, they don't like, or something like that, they want to start throwing the names out, their shaming tactics, the gaslighting. It's just pathetic.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, you
I
ain't
used to
lying.
like how they used to try to troll him, and he would just troll them right back. That
Yeah,
used to
that's
have me
the
rolling.
funny part.
Look, I have a confession. That was actually my nickname on the street.
White boy.
It was different. I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but that was part of it, right? So
Okay, okay.
my friends knew me, right? And but when somebody else came along and they tried to call me by the nickname, my friends would tell them, "Don't say that to him. If you say that to him, then he's going to kick your ass." So do not call him white boy. If you call him white boy, your ass is gonna get knocked out. And so, but that was my nickname, and I'm not giving you the entire nickname, but that was my nickname when I was in the entertainment business. When I
Okay,
was
okay.
when I was in my teens and early 20s,
How you
right?
doing, Earth?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just a normal response, and that's why I say you just for me when I adopted that name, then people couldn't really come at me anymore because
That's what I. My
my
bad.
friends
Go
would
ahead, fam.
laugh. What's that?
Nah, go ahead, fam. My bad. I ain't mean to
No,
cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
I was just telling Rez vibes about that the other day, how when I made my Instagram page, lightest light skinned nigga ever, I made that name specifically because I knew if I got on there and showed my face, somebody was gonna get in the comment section and be like, oh, look at this light skinned ass nigga, man. You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? So I
Hey,
Oh,
took the
oh, oh
joke out
yeah,
their mouth.
that's what they do. You know, they love doing that, and especially, and again, you would think that if it was somebody who wasn't necessarily the best looking person in the world to get trolled, because it's like, hey, well, yeah, they may not be the best looking, but it's not necessarily their fault that they turned out that way. But the moment that either of us do it, people are losing their mind because we bring out the insecurities within themselves that they have,
Mhm.
and they try to use that as a gaslighting and projection to try to turn it around as though you're the problem. And it's like, you don't even know me.
hey, lightest light skin ever. When I saw your comment and I saw the name attached to it, I had to smile. I think that's one of the coolest names ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something told me to run with the. You feel me? Cause I mean, I got such a light skin complexion. You feel me? I used to always, you feel me, get in fights. I used to be fighting motherfuckers, all type of shit, just because just cause I was light skinned. And then
Wait, you said
what's
wait.
crazy is if y'all go in that comment section of the link that I dropped, you gonna have motherfuckers in the comment section trying to tell me that I'm not light skinned. So I'm
Oh,
asking them, I'm telling them shit. I'm not dark skinned, so
Yeah, yeah, because they
I'm
want to
not dark
claim that.
skinned, and I'm not a white
Yeah,
person. So what am I? You know, people just be wanting to identity police us and slap their own labels on us. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've been seeing that too. Like where you have
that's
some
been
brown
happening a
skinned
lot
dark
lately.
skinned people, they will come into an actual light skinned person's channel and they're when they speak about colorism and then tell them they're not light skinned. And they try to like move this they try to move the goalpost or the measuring point to where it's like in order to be like light skinned you have to be practically white. That's what they're trying to
Yeah.
do. They're trying to like it's just like the one drop ruling. They're trying to move the goalposts to where it benefits them for whatever their motive is.
Yep.
And and you know what? And when they say that, I'll be like, okay, then since light skin can't be a spectrum, then how can dark skin be a spectrum too? Then if there's only one way to be light skinned, then I guess there's only one way to be dark skinned too, right?
Okay.
kill them with that. They own pathology, man, reversed on it.
Yeah, you gotta take the jokes out their mouth. I did notice if you like if you give yourself a nickname or something that you know motherfuckers are already trying to insult you and call you, then that shit be low key pissing them off because then they don't got no joke. Then they don't got no joke to say. They don't got nothing to call you.
Because
Wait,
are you
so you
you
said
neutralize them? You neutralize them, right? Because
Yeah,
they'll call you that name, and your comeback is, yeah, that's who I am.
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Eminem for 8 Mile when he roasted himself with his own rap.
Right.
Yeah. It's like say something that people don't know about me.
That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah, for real though.
it was
Hey,
like,
so I'm gonna drop off again. The last two that came up here, I love your stories because it takes me back to my days of growing up. Just reminds me of what happened. But like I said, I think this stuff has been going on for generations. So I don't know how we're gonna figure out how to change it. But you guys have a good evening.
You too,
You
man.
too, man.
Have a
All
good one.
right, fam. You too. Y'all take it easy.
man, it's just
So
like you said,
you say
man.
you're
My
from
bad, I didn't mean to
Georgia,
cut you
right?
off.
Oh, light skin. Did you say you're from Georgia? Wait, can you hear me? Light skin, lightest light skin ever. Oh, okay. So would y'all say is it worse in the South or like the Midwest in terms of like colorism against MLS man?
I think down south, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say down south
I
too.
mean, Pariah said it's bad down south. I don't know. I never lived down there.
You know what? And that's the thing too, right? Well, you know what? When I was there, for the time being that I was, oh, it was terrible, terrible.
I think
Even even in my case, because you know, when you're surrounded by, again, a lot of like a lot of monoracial people. I mean, yeah, you had, a little, a little bit of light skinned folk, in between, but they didn't really bother me much. And I didn't get um hassles from them.
Did you ever get a chance to like I don't know maybe like encountered like those Louisiana Creole people, those light skinned people? Like, have you ever got a chance to encounter those?
Um, I have, and it was always positive because there was something, a culture that we shared, and either they would invite us over to their house, or we would invite them over to our house, and we would eat dinner and chat, talk like one big family reunion.
Yeah, I mean, there's one chick that I know. She's really light skinned and she's from Georgia, and she even mentioned how like it's very different from how it is up where we are in the Northeast, and like as a light skinned person, you're like an real outcast
Yeah,
over there. I'm like, hmm.
and you get this target painted on your back.
I've noticed like a lot of the colorism videos seem to all be in the South. Like some of the most vicious comments I've seen is like South, the South, and the South. Like that little video, like I think it was man, what was it was like terrorizing light skins. That video was in Georgia too.
Mm. So I see that's where a lot of the animosity is in the South. Interesting.
I would say the deeps. I lived in Texas for a little bit, but the like deep, like I was like for like all the way towards like the north part of Texas, so it wasn't really as bad. But I say if you go like further in the south, it gets progressively worse.
Interesting. What happened? Everybody dropped off, or you're ending the stream?
I don't know. I guess people just started leaving. I guess. Well, I'm getting ready to end the stream anyway before I end up falling asleep again or something.
It's all good. No worries. It's been a good chat. We had a lot of activity today. That was really nice.
Oh yeah, I caught Aaron Pierre like it was. I think the title spoke for itself. Like there was a lot of people that really wanted to talk about the whole
Yeah,
situation with him,
yeah,
myself included.
yeah. There's been a lot of
I,
controversy surrounding that.
I'll probably even just drop a video on it too, just for all the people that probably end up missing the stream.
That would be a good idea. Yeah. I don't know. Did my check-in video for light skin man come across your feed or no?
I might. I will have to look at it.
Uh,
Sometimes with YouTube, you gotta make. I think it would help if you had like an official name, maybe like a name that just sets you apart from everybody, and
mm,
then you have to set your tags accordingly.
yeah, probably do. But
Sometimes
yeah,
it also helps to tag like somebody else's channel too.
yeah, I did
That
in the
way,
description box. I kind of did what you know Ginger, right?
yeah, Ginger
Yeah, I
Tree.
kind of did what she did. I kind of like copied and pasted a bunch of those names and put it in the description box. I don't know if it reached everybody, but hopefully it did. I gotta check
Yeah.
it and see how many views it got. Hold on, let me check it right now. I can probably do that right now. No, it's only got 10 views, but it's all good.
Oh, light skin historian. Oh, what's up, man?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to,
He said,
I'd appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Well, show support. I'm always on you guys' channels. I'm always on the
oh
channels
yeah,
that show
I'll
support.
post your. I'll post the link when I find it. Like once the stream ends, I'll post it on my.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with me, I'm gonna post some more commentary. I'm gonna post another one this Friday. I have a list of topics I want to cover, but I'm not sure which one I'm gonna cover first. But I'm gonna do one this Friday. But then I gotta work on my video editing skills because you guys are way ahead of me when it comes to it. I gotta do some research. I've been
well,
thinking about
I would
using
say.
my iMovie app on my MacBook. So
I would say sometimes you just have to pay the money for the editing software because before when I didn't have it, it was a real pain in the rear end. Like the software that I use now, once you have to pay for it, but I'm telling you, it is worth every penny, man.
what is it? A one-time fee or is it a subscription?
It's a one-time fee. I would advise against like subscription services. But the thing about it is, with like the editing software I got, if your laptop, some of them you have to be real careful because they're like a disc. I will definitely buy the digital version of it.
Yeah, what software do you use?
I'd use Coral Video Studio.
Coral Video Studio. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I found it. Okay, I found it. All right, like yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more practicing and doing more research and just comparing my options. But yeah, man. But yeah, yeah, our group is growing, man. We're seeing more progress. More people are coming over. More people are making channels. I mean, I've been liking a lot of Mulatto Ronin, Fresh Mulatta. I like her. She's another one that I like.
Yeah,
Light
I've
Skin
been.
Historian. Like you guys are kicking ass. We're kicking ass. Our group is growing slowly but surely.
Yep, but we got to be careful because the more it grows, the more you're gonna start getting having a screen, and be careful of who you bring in. Just
Yeah,
take
I
it
mean,
from me.
yeah, I mean, look what Chrissy, right? On her channel, she talks
Yeah,
about colorism. I mean, I was following her channel, like seeing what dark skinned women's issues were back in the late 2010s. I mean, it took a while for her to get there, but hey, she grew. But she also has to be wary of who she responds to and who she has on her channel, and then some of the things that goes on in her comment section. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
a lot of people gotta realize, like with a lot of channel, it can become like a chain. Like all it takes is just that one person that can just mess everything up. Because with spaces like this, the scary thing is like if there's somebody from this, and this is like all YouTube spaces, but if there's like one person that just does something crazy, then it's just everybody just falls in that rabbit hole. And people are like, well, they came from this space. and it's an echo chamber over there, and that's probably what all of them thinking. It's like it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, yeah. It's always somebody there to try to tear you down. Yeah, that exists out here, unfortunately. But yeah, man, I think we should just call it for now.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I definitely appreciate a lot of you guys for joining this stream. This is probably one of the best streams I probably have had.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, take care.
All right, thanks for joining, Tori. I appreciate you.
Well,
Trust me, Evar, I know how that feels. The only reason I'm still on this stream is because I got a portable charger. If it wasn't for that, I probably would be off of the stream too. Yeah, my laptop I just winged it on the phone today. My laptop was I don't know what was wrong with it today. I think I might have left it on probably too long. But other than a few technical difficulties, I say things went pretty well.
definitely. All right, man. Good night.
All right, have a good night, everybody. Peace out.